right, we live.
Here, hold on. I don't think I'm sharing the screen. Yeah, I don't know if there's a video on this link at all. Live truthering.
No, it didn't work. Shit. All right, let me try. Let me see if I can find it. I can get a 20% off my shit legit though. I think it's on X.
Yeah, let me try to see if I can find this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we could readily find this video. But yeah, I guess it was over whether they should support Trump. So I think now Fuentes is going against Trump.
I mean, he's pretty much been against Trump from the beginning, more or less. So, I mean, it's not totally. I mean, at least, you know, he kind of was at the very least. I mean, he's always been kind of like lukewarm at best, I would say. I mean, from what I've seen, I didn't watch a lot of them more than 4 or 6 months ago. So.
Yeah, let me go back to. By the way, he's live right now. We should just watch this.
Alex Jones, you mean, or?
Yeah. Yes, let me.
Entire global economy in order to ensure that Donald Trump can get elected in 2020, whether it's some massive meat grinder that's manifest in Ukraine where they just throw body after body after body into it. They don't care. Zelensky doesn't care whatsoever what happens to his own people. It's the same exact thing. There's no accountability. We say that we're fighting for democracy over in Ukraine, but that's obviously not true given that democracy is being postponed. And when
this is the open Freemason.
Yeah, they're basically openly shilling for Putin at this point.
I have the link, by the way, in the back channel. I'll send it to you. It's 2 hours, so you can probably just skip around. But
Trump Putin peace summit.
yeah, I put the link in the back, and I'll also put a a video of from Owen Benjamin right after that. That was on Alex Jones holding, and it's Owen Benjamin holding a watermelon. So I can only imagine what's going to be after that.
Yeah, let me just share this screen instead. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. We had to try to find this video here. Yeah, you're not sharing it.
Say what? It's in the back. Oh, my bad. Hey,
on, and I'm not saying it's a wrong critique, but out of context, you could see it. No, I'm looking for the truth, and my issue is: do we throw out Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard and all the good things that are happening? If stuff comes out that he's screwing kids with Trump, of course I'm going to expose it. I mean, I'm not tied to that wagon, but in the larger issue, is the Epstein issue the only issue? And it's not like Nick Fuentes just came out and said, I'm against Trump now. He said it a year and a half ago. He was a big supporter early on. That's how I met him 9 years ago. I think Nick's a smart guy and I agree with most of the things he says, disagree with some. So we are having a large discussion. You call it a debate here, but I want to be 100% clear. I will go where the facts lead. I'm not an apologist for Trump. But at the same time, we need to recognize that the Democrats and the ADL and the Republicans joining him do not want this discussion. They do not want Nick J. Fuentes on Rumble. They do not want Alex Jones on X or InfoWars. They do not like this tonight because they don't want you to hear a real, unfiltered discussion. Because I sent Nick a text like last Tuesday and said, will you come on debate? He said, yeah, how about next Wednesday night? I said, great, we're doing it. That's the only discussions we've had. All right. And so this isn't some scripted debate. This is a real discussion. And it's not about who's smarter. And it's not about, I don't mind all that stuff. Nick's 26 years old, super smart. Thought he was smart when I first met him 9 years ago. That's why I have Nick on. He's a great interview. He's great for the show. I've got a big show. It's not about personalities. To me, it's about really figuring out what's happening. But to open the debate, and I'll give the floor for the next 10 minutes, I want to be clear, if you actually watch my show, I'm not running defense for Trump. I don't know what the truth is. I'm completely freaked out. I've said Trump's acting insanely guilty. And I've only wargamed every angle of this, trying to figure out what's going on. Because I do a 4-hour show. And the Democrats ran stuff nationwide saying I've turned on Trump 23 days ago. I don't care about being on CNN, ABC, and NPR and everything.
Well, I think we know what happened 23 days ago. Isn't that when he started making all these crazy shows against Israel and stuff, right?
Yeah, so pretty much.
Yeah, so he went DEFCON level 3 against the Jays all of a sudden. One midsummer's eve. On a midsummer night's dream, shall we say? Right. But yeah,
channel. Those people don't listen to me anyways, but they take little 10-second clips out of context. I know they do that. I just don't want Nick and my viewers to do that I want you to listen to what I'm actually saying. Clearly, Epstein's Mossad. The CIA has asked Trump to cover it up. I think that's a no-brainer. The question is Trump involved? If he was, where is the evidence? So I haven't figured this out yet. And all I'm doing is stream of consciousness. What you get on my show is what I'm thinking. No scripting, no nothing. And usually my job's easy. Is fentanyl good? No. Is open borders good? No. Is war with Russia good?
I mean, his name is synonymous with conspiracy theory, right? But he can't figure out how Trump is connected to Epstein. That seems a little weird.
Good? No. Is Israel attacking Iran? No. My job 95% of the time is very easy. It's these type of issues where I can tell the listeners, I don't know. So, Nick, you've got the floor to say whatever you want here. I'm going to shut up for about 10 minutes because I've been talking for about 5. And then I'm going to ask you the question after that. Maybe you can address it now. Okay, we can send Trump to Mars. What comes next? Is this accelerationism? What if Kamala was in? Would that be better? Maybe it would because it pisses us off more. I just don't know. So this is one of the few issues where I will tell listeners, I don't know. And all I can do is war game each scenario. And I would just ask people to realize, if you see a 30-second clip, actually go see what I said, because I will then say something completely different because I'm wargaming and don't know. So Nick is simulcast this on Rumble, Nick J. Fuentes, and on X. Great to have you, Nick. Thank you so much for the time.
Hey, Alex, great to be with you.
What a weird opening statement. What do we got from Alex Jones? Basically, we can't trust a word he says because he's changing his opinion on a moment's notice because he's wargaming. So now he doesn't know why he supported Trump. But he's not supporting him. He just wants to figure out what's going on. So that's his entire opening statement.
Yeah,
So
when he says wargaming, he means like live truth ring. And like, look, I've watched a lot of Alex Jones. That is basically his whole show. It's like just live, mostly speculation with facts thrown in. And again, I generally like that, but definitely, you can tell when he starts getting nervous, and I would say he sounds very, very nervous at this point because he's already said so much shit that he's obviously contradicted himself on. So, that's why he knows like he's kind of caught in some sense, right? And I think people like Nick Fuentes are pushing him to like correct, but at the same time, like maybe both their bosses are kind of like egging this on. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, or you could basically hear old speeches of Alex Jones calling Putin a demon, and recently he gave all this glowing support of Putin. All right, so it's kind of weird his whole entire how many times he switched up. He said the Israelis did 9/11, and then he said it's the Chicons and the Saudi Arabians now. He promoted the Y2K scam. I mean, he promoted that there was going to be all this huge rioting and stuff after the LA riot. He did fear broadcasting to whip people into shape for the LA riots. So he made this whole apocalyptic broadcast. Right. He was accused of Bill Cooper, the late Bill Cooper, of actually creating false outrage and whipping people up into a frenzy and doing false reporting and spreading misinformation. So yeah.
Yes, well, we did promote this as a debate and we hyped it up and everything, but I agree with you. I think it is more fruitful as a discussion because like you, I think me and the audience, we're trying to get to the truth. We want to know what is really going on here. And I also agree with you that we don't know. That's sort of the nature of it. That's why people have a problem. We just don't know because the government is not releasing the files. And this Epstein scandal has been like many of the other scandals concerning the deepest and most sordid types of corruption, it's concealed, it's hidden. There is not government transparency. And without transparency, there can't be accountability. And so all of this is happening inside of the shadows. Now, that gets to my biggest criticism of Trump. And, you said this a moment ago, and I understand where you're coming from. You say, are there other issues besides?
By the way, you see how much he's trending now? They made a documentary of his life story with AI animations. There's a bunch of AI animation videos of Fuentes, like with the Ghibli cartoon theme or whatever. Pretty weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised for sure. And I mean, the thing is, like, although I know it's a psyop for the sake of argument, like, I try to give these people as much, benefit of the doubt just for argument's sake, because it's like for example, like the subtleness of what he's saying right here is actually very interesting. So he's like, well, the lack of transparency. Well, the thing is like this, it's not really the lack of transparency. If our government was doing things that we liked, and they said we can't tell you because of operational security, nobody would really give a shit. The problem is that they're doing everything we don't want against their will. And then they're like, oh, by the way, this thing we've been talking about for 10 years, we just memory hold it, so shut the hell up about it. I mean, if that's not accelerationism on behalf of the government, I don't know what is, right? So that's really so I would change the language of what he's saying to something like that. So, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of peculiar the way he's framing it, right? Like, if he got Mean Mr. Mustache 2.0 and Mean Mr. Mustache 2.0 said, hey, I'm not going to tell you, but yet he was doing all the things that he wanted, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be like out here saying like, well, we need to know exactly how he accomplished the mission of XYZ. No, he wouldn't, most likely, right? So, again, it's kind of like he's framing things in like a liberal sense, right? And I think the reason why he could be doing that is because maybe this is actually aimed at liberals. Is that, you know what I'm saying? Which is kind of interesting to me. Right?
Well, I'm trying to put this together because how is he giving a very because he followed them all the way there, right? With the Stop the Steal and the January 6th, right? So he's been very much involved in the entire Trump support thing, right? Even meeting with him with Kanye West, right? So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so now he's on Alex Jones and he's supposed to be the conspiracy guy, which is really weird because usually Nick Fuentes is a political commentator, a cool-headed political commentator, and Alex Jones is a wild, wide-eyed conspiracy guy, right? So is he handing the torch to Nick Fuentes at this point?
Yeah, it's funny that's almost what I said when I first started talking to. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's like, exactly you're the real conspiracy guy now. You get to go after Thiel. You get to go after these guys. I'm just gonna do the news with Tucker Carlson, man. Right?
Yeah, it's almost like now Alex Jones has graduated to boomer status, and now Nick Fuentes is taking over like the Gen Z status, and then along with Sam Hyde, who also just did an interview with him like yesterday, which I think we should also cover too, because I guarantee you that's a lot more. Like the jokes that they're going to tell on that are a lot more telling. I can pretty much tell you, in my opinion.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, it's interesting. And also, Sam Hyde has been having some bad publicity lately. So
yeah, Sam Hyde got set up by other comedians because actually Sam Hyde's a pretty good stand-up comedian as well, and he got set up by like these old school comedians to make him look like shit, basically.
Yeah, and it looked like Nick Fuentes got set up too, like with Candace Owens. His Candace Owens interview was glowy as fuck. His entire thing where he like had sex with Destiny. There's these rumors floating around, right? That him and Destiny engaged in a sexual act or whatever.
And his reaction was funny too, because he's like, okay, let's assume that I did it. Now what? So are you gonna fight against the Jays or something like that? He was actually really funny. His response was really.
He was funny. Also there's also a pepper spray incident. He had to pepper spray some.
Well, he also So he was also saying this other thing about he was making this comment in December last year about I would never marry an Asian woman because I want white babies or something like that. And then he's like, and then right after that, like he's looking at his monitor, his security monitor on another screen, and this is when the guy came to like kill him, and then the police came and eventually shot this guy and killed him, who was like at his house to like assassinate him. So pretty strange. That was like December last year. So you know, he had someone like to try to come kill him at his house apparently, and the cops killed that person. Like the guy came up with like a gun and a crossbow and shit. So yeah.
Crazy. But yeah. Yeah, I think I remember that one too. Yeah. But yeah, this is a crazy freeze frame. Little freeze of him. What the fuck?
Yeah. He looks very Irish in this picture.
It's the Epstein issue. I've heard a lot of people say this. They say that for the MAGA base, which I consider myself a part of, even though I didn't vote for Trump, I'm the demographic. If the MAGA base is in revolt over the Epstein files, people say, are you throwing out the baby with the bathwater? What about the secure border? What about the progress that's being made, as you say, by RFK Jr., by Tulsi Gabbard, the good things that are happening in the administration? Is it worth it? In other words, people say, if he's failing on one narrow issue like Epstein, which people say realistically doesn't actually affect people's daily lives, they say, is that a mistake? Now, my position is that you can't compartmentalize these issues. Contrary to that take or that defense, I don't think you're capable. I don't think it's possible to separate and cordon off the Epstein issue and say that's over here, and immigration and foreign policy and the rest of it is over there. Because the proposition of the first Trump campaign going back 10 years ago in 2016, or even in 2015 when Trump ran in the primary, he said that the reason that our politicians had failed us over 30 years on both sides, Republican side, Democrat side, the right and the left, he said is not for a lack of trying, not for a lack of will. He said it's because the system has failed us. It's because of corruption. They can't deliver a real victory because they're not beholden to the people. Instead, they're beholden to foreign interests, special interests, donors, political PACs. And there was a suggestion of blackmail. There's a suggestion of a shadow operation happening behind the scenes. So why do we get these policies that are bad for America, like free trade, foreign wars, mass migration? They said, well, it's because the politicians are not really the ones running the country. They're not running the country on behalf of the voters or the people, but rather they're being controlled by the money or the intelligence agencies or by some shadow element, the nature of which we don't fully understand. Now, he said, in contravention of all of this,
See, even his stances today, as he's going against Alex Jones, are much lighter than Alex Jones 10 years ago. So that's what's really interesting.
Yeah, it's almost like they're making this for liberals or something. I mean, like you know, Democrats on the fence or something, right? They're not really talking to MAGA people, in my opinion, right?
Right, and what's also interesting is that the whole idea of being a dissident totally shifted to the right wing. So that's either a really, I think that might be a really bad thing because it doesn't actually fit well with the conservative.
Well, that's kind of what Richard Spencer was saying in a different way too. I watched a video of him like covering Nick Fuentes, and he's like kind of saying something similar, like basically like I can't remember exactly how he put it, but I have the video on my Twitter. I'll share it sometime. But yeah, he said something to that effect about how like people like Tucker Carlson are now like we're wrong about everything. They're basically neocons, and they're still like have their arguments are against arguments. The arguments are against neocons, but there's no neocons in power. Basically, he's like, so I don't know. It's pretty strange like talking points on that level.
I will run and I will deliver the real victories. I will reverse all the policies because I'm not controlled by those interests. And there was this foil with him.
Look at this cross-eyed motherfucker. What the hell, dude?
Yeah. By the way, do you know his girlfriend is like literally a like IDF spy or something like that? Cash Patel. Like his girlfriend, like literally is like an IDF like agent or something like that.
Yeah, there's no way a guy that looks like this would be elected to a stately position in India or Pakistan or something like that. Like this dude look like
Right.
he like this dude looks like a cut purse like Robert. Like this is a pretty
Yeah.
weird looking dude.
Yep. And then you also have Vivek in Ohio trying to be the governor of Ohio right now too. So another field bro.
Him and Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton personified that system. And she did come from the Democrat side, but she personified realistically both sides. The Bush dynasty, the Clinton dynasty, the Republicans, the Democrats, the Dennis Hasterts, and the Bill Clintons.
Wait, who the hell was that? What the hell? Who's that next to him with like half a head of hair? What the hell?
Oh, there was someone in the frame with Nick Fuentes? I didn't see it. I wasn't looking at the screen.
No, I'm talking about the guy that was next to
They're beholden to
Like,
foreign
watch this.
interests, special interests, donors, political PACs. And there was a suggestion of blackmail. There's a suggestion of a shadow operation happening behind the scenes. So why do we get these policies that are bad for America, like free trade, foreign wars, mass migration? They said, well, it's because the politicians are not really the ones running the country. They're not running the country on behalf of the voters or the people.
Dan Bongino.
Rather, they're being controlled by the money or the intelligence agencies or
yeah, that's a fucking weird looking dude right there, man. Holy smokes. That is a very strange looking man. Like words cannot describe how strange that man looks. I mean, this is the shape of the head, the hair, it's like some just doesn't look right.
Well, that guy. So that guy was the guy who was a that was a guy who was got famous because he was a Secret Service agent and he looked like he was like reptilian shape shifting, and he was like and then after Obama stopped being president, he came out and talked against Obama and became like a political pundit after that. So pretty weird story with that guy.
Yeah, he looks like a triad gang leader, like from like a movie, like from an 80s. Like what the fuck, dude?
by some shadow element, the nature of which we don't fully understand. Now, he said, in contravention of all of this, I will run and I will deliver the real victories. I will reverse all the policies because I'm not controlled by those interests. And there was this foil with him and Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton personified that system. And she did come from the Democrat side, but she personified realistically both sides. The Bush dynasty, the Clinton dynasty, the Republicans, the Democrats, the Dennis Hasterts, and the Bill Clintons. Hillary Clinton was the epitome of corruption and the epitome of globalism. And so at 16, you have this proposition of, I'm going to run with no foreign influence, no blackmail. I'm going to fight the corruption and then deliver the victory. Now, fast forward 10 years later, and Trump seems to be covering up what is really the scandal of all scandals. It's the worst kind of scandal. It's got every negative attribute involved. It's children, it's sexual trafficking, it's blackmail, it's foreign intelligence, it's billionaire oligarchs. And you say, if Trump is covering that up, we lose faith in him. He loses all credibility as that leader, as that Caesar-like leader, this once-in-a-generation figure leading a once-in-a-generation pop.
And then there's the entire idea that they're trying to put J.D. Vance in and try to impeach Trump now. You ever hear about this? So this is an important idea.
Yeah, I've kind of heard a little bit about it. We have no viewers. Like, it's kind of funny too.
Yeah, that's because of this. It's fine. It's because we're on this seditious land. But yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I shared the link, but it's it's kind of surprising. But yeah, it's yeah, I've been seeing the like talk about that, and everybody kind of speculated about that beforehand, and so now everybody's acting surprised. I don't know why.
Yeah, did you see my views last night, dude?
Yeah, they were pretty like it was like consistently between like 12 and 17. It looked like from what I saw.
No, I had like some like for a lot of time I had like 20 people in there, which is higher than usual. And dude, the views were like 250 views for a 12-hour stream. I was like, there's just no way possible it's that low. But unless like the same 20 people like sat there the whole time. I mean, it wouldn't even make sense, but yeah.
Populist movement, it strips it of that character. And to get maybe a lot of this is rhetoric. Let's make it more concrete. If Trump is burying the Epstein files, which we don't know the information because that's exactly what's happening, and we'll get into that, I'm sure, as the night progresses. But if Trump is burying these Epstein files and we can't trust him, it leads to questions like, why are we not getting mass deportations? Why are we getting a war with Iran? The timing of all this is a little conspicuous too. Is it because there's maybe more to the story? Do we have to draw a negative inference that he's covering these things up because he's named in them, because he's a participant in them? He's compromised by them in some way. Is that why we're not getting what's delivered? And how can we trust that he will deliver in the future? So to answer maybe the big defense of Trump, and I agree with you, we have to steel man the other position. We may not even agree with it. We might state it simply to entertain it. If the pro-Trump side is saying, if their argument is, well, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, the Epstein thing is a narrow, singular issue. If that's the primary defense, I would have to say it's not good enough, because if he's named in these files, then everything is compromised. Everything is touched and poisoned by the corruption. And when this cover-up is going on, unfortunately, we cannot assume that he is not touched by it. We actually have to draw.
Yeah, again, like, what is he, like some type of innocent baby? Like, is he literally in fucking preschool? That he's like, oh, none of these politicians committed sex scandals before? Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, the dude's literally groomed by a gay Jewish mobster, and you don't suspect that there's something weird about him? Come on, dude. He's like sitting there with Roger Stone.
Yeah, but no, that's what's so funny about it is like literally you don't have to be conspiratorial to make a very good case that you should be suspicious of Trump like 10, 20, 30, 40
Roger
years.
Stone? Like, what about Roger Stone? He started the NXIVM cult, and you guys supported him the whole time.
Oh, he started the NXIVM cult? I didn't know that. I think you mentioned it, but I never looked into that.
Yeah, what about Nick's
How did he avoid prison on that? Because I thought a bunch of people went to prison for that shit.
Yeah, the Bronfman daughters and Roger Stone were involved in the NXIVM cult. And the fucking guy Nick Fuentes was involved with fucking Ali Alexander. Who was like,
yeah, that's very suspicious too, because like Alex Jones was right there next to Ali Alexander for like years with Nick Fuentes, and I always found that very odd because I never liked Ali Alexander. Always bothered me more than fucking Nick, for sure. The dude was quite creepy.
So yeah, they've been colluding with people who have open sex scandals. I mean, Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes, they were caught in debacles with tranny porn on their phone. So yeah, I mean, who's to say? But yeah, I mean, it's just very interesting. But yeah, we could probably drop a bunch of N-bombs and a bunch of F-bombs and a bunch of K words, and honestly, nobody would shut down the stream because they probably
nobody watch it.
Exactly.
Well, I feel like when you have less viewers, you're more like prone. Like, as my channel's grown, like I don't get strikes anymore, which is kind of weird. But I think it's like if you have like a certain amount of watch time, they like give you more of a break or something. It feels like until people start like mass flagging you maybe or something. Could be wrong. I mean, so far this debate is very boring. To be honest with you, like I'm kind of disappointed. It's like very dry. I hope it gets better, but it's very dry.
So far there's a single point on the table, and that's, is Trump involved in sexual crimes with Epstein? And there's nothing else going on, and this is exactly what so it's interesting, right? Then they publicly had an event where JD Vance sort of said, no, I don't know about that. So it's pretty interesting because they like tweeted, and then they had them on the air read the tweet or whatever. So they had this live event as well. So yeah, there's been a lot of weird moments here.
A negative inference. That's sort of the whole point. And I, like you, I actually don't believe that Trump is necessarily guilty. I think that is a assumption. I think that's an inference. I don't even think it's necessarily true that Trump was on the island, or that Trump was raping kids, or that there's a videotape of Trump. I don't think that.
So what's the point? Why is this such a pivotal moment if you don't think that it's true? I mean, this is so wild, dude. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
So it's basically a debate and discussion about nothing, essentially. I mean, yeah, that's what it basically comes out to. I hate to say that, but that's basically what, so far, that's what it seems like.
It's like, here's the debate so far. I used to support Trump, and I still do, but I don't know why. The other side, I don't support Trump anymore. He might be a pedo, but I don't think he is. So, what the fuck?
Seems logical.
That's even likely. But when he has covered it up in the way that he has, and as he's dug this hole deeper and deeper, having the DOJ cover it up, asking the FBI to look for his name. They told him his name was in there. Now he says his name was planted in there. He says the whole thing's a hoax. You actually have to draw a negative inference and assume if he's covering it up, there must be something there. If there wasn't something there, they would release the files. And so that's why I think this entire thing has disqualified him completely. I don't think it's one narrow issue, a singular issue among others. And even if it were, it's not a minimal issue. I think it touches everything. And I think the very nature of these types of cover-ups.
Yeah, I think that's what these panels and these like fake debates are. It's just like, can we train people to talk about one issue for a very long time while remaining in character? And if they do that, then they'll get like some sort of TV job or something.
Yeah, well, I can tell you what the PSYOP is from my opinion, right? There's a very simple explanation as to why they're covering up. One, it may have been fake from the beginning. Two, it wasn't fake from the beginning. And three, if whether it was real or whether it wasn't, whoever's names come out on the list will make America look corrupt. It'll make it look weak. It'll hurt the dollar. It'll hurt stock prices. There's going to be a lot of consequence to that coming out, right? Whether it's real or not, right? And so what's the safest path to take? You pissed off MAGA who got you elected. You do what you're going to do anyway. And then if you lose, JD Vance will take it and they'll shut up anyway. So it's just the path of least resistance, essentially, right? So the PSYOP here is to basically say, well, let's just put everything on Trump. Right? Like, that's the side. I mean, it's like
meanwhile, like, who did Epstein and her and fucking Ghislaine Maxwell's dad work for? The Jews.
Yep. And so, like, while he's saying it's the Jews, it's Israel, it's Israel. If you listen to what he said so far, he's like, well, basically, this is just Trump, and because Trump is sold out to the Jews, and it's like, yeah. Okay, so like if we just get rid of Trump, everything will be okay. And then he's like, well, JD Vance is corrupt too. It's like, okay, so then you're going to go to the Speaker of the House. Who's the Speaker of the House? And I mean, it's like, it's basically just nonsense. I mean, it's like, it's political fantasy football, essentially.
The nature of the opacity, the fact that it's opaque, the fact that we cannot see through it, the fact that it's been covered up and there's been a deception, there's been an active cover up, an attempt to change the subject and lie about the nature of it. We actually have to draw a negative inference, and we actually have to assume that there is something damning in there. That's why we're not getting it. And if that's the case, then that means he's corrupt and he's in on it with the rest of them. Now, I want to answer the question you said at the end, because that's actually super important. And I'll sort of treat this like an opening statement. I don't want to ramble.
So, I mean, he's getting down. He's shaking his tootie. He's wearing a pink tie. Okay. And yeah, Roy Cohn was a gay Jewish mobster. So, put it all together, folks. What does it spell?
On and on and on.
No.
But to your-
You got like 3 or 4 minutes left. Keep going.
Sure. Well, and to your point about what comes next, because that's a very good question. A lot of people wonder if Trump is failing, or that's the perception on many of these issues, like the foreign policy, like immigration, like the Epstein cover-up. Question is, well, what comes next? Are we at the mercy of the left now? Are we supposed to now just be buried under Zohran Mamdani's and Kamala Harris's and race communists and Sharia law and this sort of thing? What I would say,
Race, communism, and Sharia law, and we've derived that from Kamala Harris and Zohar Mamdani. Yeah, I don't really think Zohar Mamdani would even know what Sharia law is if you smacked him in the back of the head with a copy of the Holy Quran. But yeah, man.
say about Trump is this simple adage: when you come at the king, you can't miss. And what does that mean? Well, obviously, we all understand what that means. It means that when you come for the king, you have to finish the job. You cannot take half measures. It's actually worse to take a half measure, because if you come at the king and you miss, all you do is make the king mad. And the king has an army and the king has power. So if Trump, and when I say the king, of course, I'm not even referring to Trump. I'm referring to this left-wing political system. If Trump has been coming at the king for 10 years with the 16 campaign, with January 6th, with the revenge campaign in 24, if that is a 10-year campaign going after the king and he's missing over and over, failing to purge the bureaucracy, failing to implement Project 2025, failing to fire 50,000 employees, have the mass deportations, if it's this slow, if it's so unambitious, if he's already compromising and walking back and people are having to come up with defenses for it, well, what are we doing? All we're doing is pissing off the people that really run the world. And if you miss...
So see, it's not that Trump's totally owned by Jews and cucked to Zionism. Right. Let's not mind that aspect of it. It's not that he's visibly not a Christian. Right. It's none of that stuff. It's that he supports Sharia law and he won't do mass deportations. That's the big problem. Right. So, I mean, why would he support? I mean, what made you think he was ever going to do any mass deportations? Or do anything significantly different than the previous candidates. I mean,
they get the next reply, and they're going to come after all of us hard. Trump, you, me, the supporters, the people in the administration. We learned that the hard way after January 6th. In a way, we kind of already did this in the first term. Trump came at the king, was not equipped, did not have the personnel, did not have the expertise. There's arguments about what went wrong, but needless to say, it didn't work. And so they came back, and it was revenge of the Sith. It was Empire Strikes Back. They came down hard with the vaccine mandate, with the DOJ on the J6ers, with your lawfare, with the lawfare against Ricky Vaughn, against many people. We came at the king. We missed. The king cracked down hard. Here we are again. And it feels like deja vu all over again. We're coming at the king, coming at the establishment, and people say, well, what about immigration enforcement? What about these other good things that are happening? I would argue we're 6 months in. I don't know anybody that's satisfied. Now, people may be defending Trump and saying, hey, the best is yet to come. We passed the big, beautiful bill. We got the funding. And now in the next 6 months,
By the way, Wilson yesterday in the Destiny video with Grace Thorpe, the slander thing, right?
Yeah, he actually responded to that. That's kind of interesting.
Did you know that he responded to them for 3 hours last night
No,
in a live
I had
conversation?
no idea. That's right. Wait, he had a conversation with them about it?
Andrew Wilson talked to the Thorpes for like 3 hours last night, or something like that. Either 3 hours or 2 hours or something like that. I could be
And
wrong.
what did he basically say about it? That's kind of.
I have like I could turn it on, but what's striking to me is that he used the same line. He said if you come for the king and miss, he said you came for the king and missed. But yeah, that's super weird that they use the same exact.
Yeah, that's what
line.
they said to him. That's what they said. That's what he said to them.
Yeah, that's what he said to them. Yeah.
That's actually very interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And that using the same line. I've never really heard that line used in like modern parlance.
Yeah, me either. That's why I'm.
So it's pretty
That's why
weird,
I'm so interested that I've heard it twice within a 6-hour span. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really heard that. So, I mean, like I know the phrase, but like I think it's like Shakespeare or some shit. Like I don't think I've heard anybody like really quote that line for a while. You know, if ever. You know. Yeah, it's pretty weird. And the fact that he would even respond and talk to the Thorpes after that.
Yeah, we're 15 minutes in here, so I'm gonna open that up real quick.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's not much to see on this thing anyway, so it seems like a bunch of nonsense, pretty much.
Yeah, I just saw this, but yeah, it's very striking to me that they use the same exact line. Let me try to find where this is. Wilson, Thorpe, Destiny. Yeah, this one. It says Grace Thorpe, Ben versus Andrew Wilson, the Destiny lawsuit. Thorpes are feds. So this video is 2 hours long, and it's a video of them talking last night or something like that. So I don't know when this is.
And who posted that?
Joe Shabatoni.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
So what's going on now? Hey, what's going on? So what are you doing now?
What is funny about saying
I'll tell you.
I impeded your daughter's career because I could? What's funny about that?
You reap what
What's
you sow.
funny about that?
You shouldn't have come
What
at me,
is
Ben.
funny about that?
Come to the king. You better not miss. So what's going on now?
So there it is. You come for the king, you better not miss. Right. So.
So why are they even talking? Like, what is he talking about? Why is like what does this have to do? What does this have to do with Andrew Wilson whatsoever? I mean,
yeah. Do you want to watch some of this? Because I was watching this with some interest before you decided to go live.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've only got about 10 minutes. I only got about 10 minutes where I can like actually commentate, but I'll be listening for sure. I mean, you can just let this play pretty much. Like, I'm very curious now because I have no idea why these people are talking about this issue on. Like, why is this even? I mean, I know that Andrew Wilson seems to be in like the same like network of like places to go as Destiny, but other than that, I mean, and I know that Thorpe has been trolling Destiny for like a very long time, but I don't know.
Well, we found this out that Andrew Wilson hires Rob Noer, who basically made his internet fame off of debating Destiny. So it could be that Wilson got in contact with Destiny through Rob Noer or something like that. I don't know.
It's pretty weird. Yeah, that's pretty weird. I mean, I don't know. It's I just wonder like why is Thorpe mad at Andrew Wilson and Thorpe even know each other at all. To me, that's more interesting.
Well, by the way, Rachel Wilson was in America First. So, I believe Nick Fuentes and Destiny have known each other for a long time. Right? So there's another connection. They could have known each other through Nick Fuentes, possibly, right? Wilson and Destiny, I mean. But yeah, the fact that Wilson had Destiny on his not very many subscriber debate channel. That was a notable time that he had almost 0 people on the channel, but he was able to get Destiny on there when he had no notable people or not a very high number of subscribers. But yeah, I'll play this for you guys.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened.
What's
I
going
lost
on?
audio.
So what are you doing now?
I
Well,
sued Destiny in Miami-Dade County Civil Court for defamation and intentional.
Miami County something county civil court.
So what are you doing now?
I sued Destiny in Miami-Dade County
Sorry-
Civil Court
sorry,
for
go ahead and
defamation
pause.
and intentional infliction of.
Pause for one. Sorry. I just want to say one thing before I forget. What's interesting to me is that didn't we catch Andrew Wilson saying basically you'd have to pay him to come spend his time somewhere? I don't know if it was to you or somebody else, right?
Yep, he did say that to me.
Right. So like, why would he graciously grace Thorpe of 2 or 3 hours of his time to talk about a Destiny lawsuit for free?
Yeah, to talk about legal issues, like her legal issues, her outstanding legal issues that she has with another YouTuber that he's also involved with.
Because what's interesting about this as well is, like, do you remember when we first saw Thorpe? He came on Jim. Well, he came on Jim Bob first, and then he came over and like tried to debate Andrew Wilson, and like they hated each other and blah 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 blah. And I don't know. But yeah, I just think again, it's just interesting. Like he's donating his precious $500 an hour time to this stream. I don't. I mean,
this publicity stunt. I mean, let's face it.
Well, by the way, this is going to end up being frivolous lawsuit because there's no way to prove that she had any sort of earning potential coming up unless she had some sort of like modeling contract with like a jean company coming up or something. I mean, I don't I don't think this lawsuit's going to add up to very much, but it is a good publicity stunt for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's very like J.C. Penney, catalog. But yeah, it is what it is.
Emotional damage. Distress, sorry.
What was the distress?
The distress
By the way,
well, I mean,
what's it? Sorry to interrupt again. By the way, anything they say on the stream can be totally used against them in the court of law. So if they have any lawyer involved, they're definitely not following the advice of this lawyer.
Yeah, and they got Andrew Wilson there, who like uses lawyer speak in public debates. So I don't know, dude. It's looking like a.
I'm just saying, like, this is not a wise move if you're trying to win a lawsuit against Destiny. But sorry,
that's what I mean. Like, it's clearly a publicity stunt. Like, they clearly thought, like, even if we lose this is worth it for the publicity of it. And there's no way they would have proceeded if it was otherwise. Right?
Yeah, I mean, well, and if you were, the first thing you do is shut the fuck up about it and say, I can't talk about it. It's an ongoing case, right? Like,
yeah, Retro Gamer God. Yeah, that's how she does. This is a lascivious, person of the lower persuasions.
I mean, I actually feel bad for her because she looks like an MK Ultra victim or something. But I mean, to me, I'm just saying that's the way that she comes across to me. But whatever.
Yeah. Let me change my avatar to my Grace Thorpe one.
it, but hold on, let me say exactly what the distress was. This was intended to hurt me. This has caused me like extreme emotional distress. A huge person saying that this is true about me, spreading falsities about me. I mean, it's kind of obvious, don't you think?
Well, I mean, not really. I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm just trying to kind of understand.
Kind of obvious, don't you? Spreading falsities about person saying that this is true about me, spreading falsities about me, like extreme emotional distress. A huge person saying that this is true about me, spreading falsities about me. I mean, it's kind of obvious, don't you think?
So I don't know. That seems pretty stale. Like she's taking people to court because it's a big name person and they said something bad about her on the internet. That's interesting. And obviously Wilson's trying to dissuade her from doing this. Obviously he's a potentially big name person on the internet that could say potentially untrue or hurtful things about others. So I don't know. So I see the angle that he might be coming from, but yeah, this is totally weird situation. 100% publicity stunt.
Well, I mean, not really. I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm just trying to kind of understand. Like, you remember that time that you were like going off the rails and you drew a dick on your head?
Yeah.
Like, how could this be more distressing? How could this be more distressing than that?
Well, how was that distressing? It was funny.
Well, okay. Well,
also, it was on my chest. On my forehead, I wrote "slut." Get it right.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. I don't remember all the details. Okay, but I'm just saying you guys do a lot of performative stuff.
Yeah.
Right? If I were going to mount a defense on this and then countersue, which I'm sure Destiny's going to do if you sue him.
What would he countersue for?
Well, what I would say, well, these people are very performative, and they're not really doing this because they believe that there was any damage, but rather because they wanted to jump in when I was being sued by somebody else for this sexual bullshit, and they thought that it would launch them towards some kind of relevancy. And then
Andrew,
hang on. I'm just going to explain it. And then
wait, but let me. Okay.
You're not even going to let me explain what I think the defense would be if I were Destiny? No.
Are you just saying the emotional distress thing? Because that's the second.
No, I'm just what I'm saying is that I think that he'll go to court with a competent lawyer, and there's so many streams of you guys doing so many things which are performative that he'll say that this was just part of an act in order to sue me for the purpose of relevancy, but there can't really be emotional damage if this chick's writing "slut" on her head and a dick on her chest and this type of thing. This is all performative. And I think if a judge sees that, it's pretty persuasive. Just saying.
Performative that this damaged me? That this caused me emotional distress?
Yeah. Well, because the emotional distress, the things which cause you emotional distress are often performative. Like the slut on the head and the dick on the chest, right? That was really funny. But the whole purpose,
distress.
Well, right. But you were crying in it and everything else, at least pretending like it did.
Well, because my dad went to jail. That's why I was crying.
Right.
That wasn't.
Yeah, right. But
you could say performative.
So, your dad went to jail, so you drew a dick on your chest and wrote "slut" on your forehead. Wow. So that's quite a reaction, but also, I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Like, she demeans herself as a bit on the internet. So I don't see how she doesn't understand what he's exactly getting at this point.
What do are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm on stream, but like my dad went to jail. I was upset.
Well,
Yeah.
you have streams of you crying all the time about all kinds of shit, and it's very performative and this type of thing, right?
So you think he's going to essentially say she's faking it?
Mm-hmm. And he has all the evidence in the world to kind of show
Andrew,
that you would be.
First of all, you think a clip of me crying is going to be admissible in court?
Well,
Why
300 of them?
why would that be relevant? Why would that be
Like
relevant?
300? Well, because he would just mark the case that this is what's called a lull suit, that the purpose of this is to launch your name forward so that more people will come and check you out because you're suing.
He said this is what's called a lull suit, I believe he said. But so I believe the characterization is that she puts on a suit when she goes online and she performs with other people. Like Ben Thorpe, Provo Kid, Toilet Bowl Earth, and other performers online, right? So yeah. Just to name a few examples, right?
This massive public figure, and it's all performative, and here's all the other performative art these people have done. It's very hard to prove that they had emotional damage when they put themselves in positions like this all the time for the purpose of performance, right?
No, that's one of the that defense doesn't make any sense at all. Andrew, you
Okay.
have daughters, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If your daughter, if people spread rumors that your daughter was having sex with you, do you think that if you said you shouldn't say that about my daughter, that emotionally distressed her? That
people
the
have been trying to spread rumors that me and my wife are related, that we're brother and sister. Like, what are you talking
wait,
about?
hold on.
This is like people say the most horrible shit about me
Andrew,
ever.
Hang on.
They said that my wife killed my son. Like, they say the most horrific things you can imagine. You know what I mean? Like,
are you saying that if your daughter is like on TikTok or something and she's a performer and somebody says that she fucks her dad, that she can't claim that emotionally distressed her?
It's very.
Yeah, how exactly is like a daughter having sex with their father equivalent to any of the things that Andrew just mentioned? But yeah, totally weird. Yeah, wife killed son. Yeah, we never heard that one before. But yeah, totally weird.
Difficult.
He's a
for
performer?
performative. Yeah, it's very difficult for performative public figures like yourself. Like you bring up Donald Trump, right? So Donald Trump's a politician, right? But it's not performative the way that you guys are. Like, you're actually a drama streamer. That's what you do.
Yeah,
Drama
there's
is your
nothing
bread
wrong
and
with.
butter.
I mean, I'm other things, but like, there's nothing wrong with being a drama streamer. It doesn't give people the right.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just
But
pointing
it's
out
not.
that
It's not a
that's
defense
what you
in court.
do.
It's not a defense in court. That's not
I think it is. I think it's a good defense in court to just point out they're stirring up drama because they're drama streamers, and here's all the other antics they've done. There's no reason to actually believe there's emotional distress. Here's all the time she reached out after this so that she could talk to me about other things. We did a debate. By the way, you did a debate with Destiny long after he said that you were banging your dad. You did a debate with him.
That's not true. That's not true.
I think it is true.
Nope, I debated him, and then he started saying that stuff afterwards. Not true.
No, I think he said it. I think you said it before, Grace. I'm pretty confident he did. I'm pretty confident he was on a stream with Ben and got into it with him, and you did a debate after that with him.
He had like an interview with us, but he never directly accused us of anything. Nope.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he was saying.
No,
I think he was saying even then that I'm not the one who bangs his dad, shit like that. I think he did.
No, he didn't. I remember that interview.
By the way,
Ethan, like that because I remember.
But why?
I remember.
Why wouldn't you sue Ethan Ralph? Why wouldn't you sue Ethan Ralph? He said all that shit.
I may.
Like, he does. It seems kind of selective, right? Like, I mean, Ethan Ralph said that. Shamu has implied that. there's tons of streamers who have said this about you. Why Destiny?
Well, Andrew, you're going all over the place. You're going all over the place. You're saying this isn't this is going to get thrown out because you're a performer. That's not a good defense. Destiny is a performer too. That doesn't make any sense. Secondly, you're saying, well, all the other people have said this about you, and I'm going to sue all of them. So
are you though?
But,
or are you
but
just
that's
gonna
not
say Destiny?
also that's not also a defense. I don't know. I'm not sure if
Well,
you're saying
isn't
that's
it?
a defense,
I'm just
but
saying, isn't
you
it
can't say,
convenient?
oh, Your Honor,
Isn't it
this
convenient you happen to go after the
He's singling me
the
out,
biggest
Your Honor.
streamer? Yeah, isn't it? Well, I mean, isn't it convenient though that you're going after the largest of
Absolutely
the
not.
live streamers?
Keemstar did the same thing. Keemstar is arguably bigger than Destiny, has more followers on various platforms. Keemstar did the same thing.
Keemstar is
I'm
not
going to do
bigger
that
than
as well.
Destiny, dude.
So yeah, so I just confirmed it by like scrubbing through the video down there. He's actually on this call for 2 hours and 26 minutes. That's posted here. So he's talking to them for an extremely long time. Andrew Wilson of the Crucible calls in to Ben and Grace Thorpe for a wild conversation about their lawsuit. So apparently this was 18 hours ago or something like that. But yeah, this is looking larpy, right? So what is Andrew Wilson involved in here, right? Some type of publicity stunt with the Thorpes, right? Yeah.
Well, he has way more
Not
Twitter
bigger than
followers,
Destiny.
etc.
So what? So what? Half
Maybe
these
not
guys
your
buy their
sphere.
following. You know that shit. No, that's just not in any sphere. Keemstar is not bigger than Destiny.
I'm going to sue my own brother for saying this shit, and my brother doesn't really have any money. I'm just doing it to clear my name. But with people who have money, who have a large influence, who shouldn't have said this shit because they have a
Don't you
responsibility,
remember?
I do want damages, and I want damages.
Yeah, but
for my
don't you
brother, too.
remember? This was a few years ago, where I told you guys to just tell people that that's not what's going on, and you used all
did.
sorts of vague language, and you leaned into all this shit. You did all that instead of just telling people bluntly. No, of course.
Yeah, by the way, that's absolutely true. They pulled a publicity stunt where they pretended to be in an incestuous relationship. This is what Andrew Wilson is referring to. Right, and they did all sorts of simulated sex acts through sexting and other strange phenomenon to signal to their fans, and I guess her brother became involved in this. Right, so her brother saw sexting between her and her father. So they created publicity stunt that they were having an incestuous relationship. So what Andrew Wilson is now saying to them is, well, by the way, what are you doing here then? You're on the incest drama channel, right? But yeah, besides that, right? Right, yeah, this is what he's referring to. He's saying, well, they did this publicity stunt, blah, blah, blah. Right. So I don't know.
Of course, there's not a sexual relationship between me and my dad, and we're trolling.
Andrew.
And he's saying that you should have said you were trolling the whole time instead of trying to create yourself as a lol cow wearing a lol suit, which is a performative suit that somebody wears when they go to work as a lol cow, supposedly.
Why wouldn't you just do that?
Andrew, I told you that to your face on the panel that we were on, where Destiny said this shit. You said, yeah, but you fuck your dad. And I said, you shouldn't say that. You're a Christian. That's slander. I did do that.
Okay. Wait a second. That context key was literally a joke. And he was easily identifiable as one. Now I agree with you that Destiny, it didn't sound like he was joking in many of the allegations that he's made, right? But I just think
but can you just?
I just think you guys leaned into it. You guys leaned into it, though.
Of course, when people are making accusations, Andrew, you've done the same thing. No.
I lean. Yeah, look. I'll lean into the stupid shit. Like, you have a black ex-wife. That's fucking ridiculous. Of course, I'll lean into it. It's fucking hilarious. But
Sure.
You don't lean into, like, if somebody alleges you're a pedophile, you don't lean into that. You know,
can.
it's like there's some things you lean into, and there's some things you lean the fuck out of, Grace.
Andrew, you got to respond to my point. You're saying I
Okay,
never
let's
And
did.
you hear what she just said on camera? She said you can lean into being a pedophile. Pretty weird stuff, folks. So yeah.
Denied this or just said straight up it's not true. I literally told you to your face like 2 hours before Destiny said this publicly
Yeah,
to whatever 6,000-7,000 people were watching at
Yeah,
the
you
time.
told me that. You told me
I
that.
told
But
you,
then in other
and in-
debates, yeah, but in
And
other
everyone
debates
else on
with
the
Ben,
panel, I said that's you're
Yeah,
a
I
Christian.
know.
You shouldn't say that,
But
and that's slander.
would
And
you
then
listen,
Destiny
though,
said it
Bruce?
2 hours later. So you can't
Yeah.
accuse me of never denying it. I also told Destiny in private messages that none of that was true. I told him.
Okay,
that.
I get it. But I'm just pointing out that publicly, in many instances, you guys use very vague language, very evasive language, which could easily be clipped and put many people under the impression of this because you thought it was forwarding your career. You thought it was something that was drawing a lot of attention to you. And it was a bad move, Grace. I told you years ago that
I
was
don't
a
know
good
how to
move.
say this. Okay, then why did you say it was bullshit from the beginning? Why?
Because I'm not fucking retarded.
That's the only
because
reason?
I have thousands of people who make hit pieces about me daily, and I don't believe hardly anything any of the trolls say. They don't know anything
Okay.
about your interpersonal life.
Good
They
point.
don't know anything about what's actually going on behind the scenes.
Good
They
point.
don't know shit about nothing.
Good
But
point.
here's the thing:
Yeah.
I'm also a very rational human being, and I just don't go on.
Yeah, go in Wilson's chat and or his communities and try to find, any trolls there, right? They get purged down. Right? Get purged down for asking a few questions. Right? I got put in timeout for asking a few questions, making a few disagreeable statements. Right? And I'm talking about timeout for like one time they put me in timeout for 3 days. This guy, Mr. Enigmatic, right? But yeah, they censor anybody who disagrees with him on the platform, right? So, and he directly deals with pretty much all of the trolls, right? When Base Oracle accused him of doing a grifter, he did a full-length debate with him on it. He came on my channel to ask me to retract the claim that he's a grifter. And also tried to spin it up that I was like calling him a Nazi for saying that he supported Elon Musk or something like that, when I wasn't really saying anything like that. Right, I was just trying to point out that his support for people like Trump and Elon Musk means that he's not a political radical, radical conservative spokesperson that he claims that he is, right? Right, he's paid to get his followers to support the status quo and not to challenge the system or to instill Christian values in the nation or anything like that, right? That's not what he's there for, right? He's there to pay people to to pay people, right? But also get paid to say that whatever is going on in this country is already Christian. Sweep it under the rug. There's nothing to see here. Right? Trump's already Christian. All that stuff's already Christian. Right? So you don't have to bring this great change, right? You just support what's going on, give money to the people that are already successful, right? Support the president and all this type of stuff, right? So this is the stuff that we get from Andrew Wilson and other people. Even Nick Fuentes, right? They're just paper tigers, right?
on like trends and trains of kick them while they're down people. But the thing is
I
like
appreciate that. Yeah.
you were very vague with a lot of this, and I think that does give some adequate smokescreen for I wasn't really sure, didn't really know, but there was
That's
a
not
lot of
true.
evidence for it. There was a lot of evidence for it because look at all these
That's
clips
not
of
true.
vague
That's not-
language.
I understand the point you're making, but it's not a defense to say that once these allegations were out there, that I joked around about them and tried to downplay them. That's just anybody in my position would do that. I thought this was just what the internet was. I thought that you just have to take it on the chin, make a joke out of it, and move on. I didn't understand that, at a certain point, the more you say, no, that's not true, the more it seems true. You have to find a way to deal with it. It's a perfectly reasonable response.
Well, you got to ignore it.
And you
Like
might say,
90%,
well, you should have done this
like
earlier.
90%.
I agree. I wish I had done
90%.
it earlier.
Yeah, 90% of this stuff you just have to ignore, right? But you can't really because that's drama is what you guys do.
How can I ignore it when I'm trying to get into the debate sphere, whatever?
Well, you
knew me
can't
at the
ignore it
time.
now.
You knew me at the time. I'm trying to get into the debate sphere. I have a falling out with Destiny over totally unrelated reasons, completely unrelated reasons. And he starts spreading this shit. And now everybody in my chat goes, daddy fucker, daddy fucker, daddy fucker.
Well, I was
Of course,
completely
I try to
blacklisted
ignore
from
it.
that entire
I
side of
try
the internet,
to-
Grace. I was on the official Destiny blacklist. I've been blacklisted by that whole side of the internet for years. Not anymore, of course, because they want some clout from me, but I was blacklisted for years, and I still I made it work for myself.
Yeah, that you literally can't take that to court because a bunch of people in the internet chat, he's just gonna say he doesn't control those people. But yeah, it's pretty obvious.
The thing is like you just shouldn't have leaned into it. That's all I'm saying. You shouldn't have leaned into that one. It was a bad one to lean into. And all the things. Of course, it's not true. It's never been
disagree
true.
with
I've
you.
never thought so.
I completely disagree.
Well, I mean,
with you.
then why are you suing people?
What do you mean? No,
I mean,
I
you're
completely
suing it.
disagree that you shouldn't lean into it and turn it into a joke. If you think that's the
Not
only
that.
option you have,
Not that thing. Not
it's
that
a totally
thing.
logical thing to do.
There's some things you can lean into as a joke, but not that. That's not the thing.
Well, you
That's
can.
not the thing you lean into. Yeah, well, sure you can.
Wait, I want to ask
Yeah,
you a question. I want to ask you
You
a
can
question.
do whatever you want, but
Regardless of your opinion about how I should have handled my PR, okay, you can have your opinion about how I should have handled my PR. Do you support me in doing this, though? Do you think I'm doing the right thing?
I mean, I think
What a weird question. And why wouldn't he just straight up say no after everything he just said? Or why is it like, well, let's map this out here. You've clearly charted this course, right? Like what? Absurd.
I think that it's going to backfire. You're going to get countersued, and it's going to hurt real bad. Is what I think.
That's
I
not
think that
answering the
DG
question.
Yeah, I'd say so. But yeah, I'd say no, you shouldn't do it. Emphatically.
I think. Well, you want my honest opinion? Like, I don't care that
You
you're suing
support-
this guy.
you support
I
me
don't-
doing
I don't
this.
give a
Whoa, he doesn't care that she's suing him. What the hell is going on, dude?
I think
shit
I'm doing the
about
right
him.
thing.
It's not an immoral thing you're doing, but I wouldn't do it personally. I
But
don't
I'm not
think it's a good
asking
idea.
practically. I'm saying, do you
He doesn't think it's a good idea. He wouldn't do it. But should she do it? Should she do it? It's not emphatically just a no. Right? It seems like a horrible idea. He's absolutely right. It's going to backfire on her. Right? Yeah, I mean, either that or she's just going to waste a lot of money and get a bunch of clicks and views. Like on this channel with 516 subscribers and 2,600 views for this video here. So I wonder who put this channel together. Joe Shabatoni. But misunderstood. What is this? It seems to be another channel promoting Grace Thorpe or something.
So what's
Welcome
going on
to the
now?
show.
Oh, whoops. Okay, I lost my place. Sorry, guys.
No, of course there's not a sexual relationship between me and my dad, and we're trolling.
Andrew,
But
I
you did-
told
why
that
wouldn't
to
you?
Just
I
respond
just
to my
think you
point.
guys leaned into it. You guys
And you
leaned
just
into it.
to
Me,
whatever
me.
7,000 people were watching
Yeah,
at the
you
time.
told me that.
That-
You thought it was something that was drawing a lot of attention to you. And it was a bad move, Grace. I told you years ago, that's not fucking retarded.
That's the only
because
reason.
I have thousands of people who make hit pieces about me daily, and I don't believe hardly anything any of the trolls say. A lot of this, and I think that does give some adequate smokescreen for. I wasn't really sure, didn't really know, but there
That's
was a
not
lot of
true.
evidence for it. There was a lot of evidence for it because look at all these
That's
clips
not
of
true.
vague
That's not-
language.
I understand the point you're making, but it's not a defense to say that once these allegations were out there, that I joked around about them and tried to downplay them. That's just anybody in my position would do that. I thought this was just what the internet was. I thought that you just have to take it on the chin, make a joke out of it, and move on. I didn't understand that, at a certain point, the more you say, no, that's not true, the more it seems true. You have to find a way to deal with it. It's a perfectly reasonable response.
Well, you got to ignore it.
And you
Like
might say,
90%,
well, you should have done this
like
earlier.
90%.
I agree. I wish I had done
90%.
it earlier.
Yeah, 90% of this stuff you just have to ignore.
Like, does she really not understand how retarded it is to go to court to claim somebody defamed you for saying a thing you literally went on the internet and said yourself, or heavily alluded to yourself being that? And then when brought up multiple times, you didn't deny it because you're playing a character online. And all these things happen online.
Right, but you can't really because that's drama is what you guys do.
How can I ignore it when I'm trying to get into the debate sphere, whatever?
I mean,
knew
you
me
can't
at the
ignore it
time.
now.
You knew me at the time. I'm trying to get into the debate sphere. I have a falling out with Destiny over totally unrelated reasons. Completely
debate
unrelated
sphere.
reasons. And he starts spreading this shit. And now everybody in my chat goes, daddy fucker, daddy fucker, daddy fucker.
Well, I was
Of course,
completely
I try to
blacklisted
ignore
from
it.
that entire
I
side of the
try
internet,
to-
Grace. I was on the official Destiny blacklist. Yeah, I've been blacklisted by that whole side of the internet for years. Not anymore, of course, because they want some clout from me, but I was blacklisted for years, and I still I made it work for myself. The thing is like, you just shouldn't have leaned into it. That's all I'm saying. You shouldn't have leaned into that one. It was a bad one to lean into. And all the things. Of course, it's not true. It's never been
disagree
true.
with
I've
you.
never thought so.
I completely disagree.
Well, I mean,
with you.
then why are you suing people?
What do you mean? No,
When
I
you're
completely
suing it.
disagree that you shouldn't lean into it and turn it into a joke. If you think that's the
Not
only
that.
option you have,
Not that thing. Not
it's a
that
totally
thing.
logical thing to do.
There's some things you can lean into as a joke, but not that. That's not
It's
the thing.
logical, she says.
Well, you
That's
can.
not the thing you lean into. Yeah, well, sure you
Regardless-
can.
Wait, I want to ask
Yeah, I
you a
mean,
question. I want to ask
You
you a
can do
question.
whatever you want, but go ahead.
Regardless of your opinion about how I should have handled my PR. Okay, you can have your opinion about how I should have handled my PR. Do you support me in doing this though? Do you think I'm doing the right thing?
I mean, I think that it's going to backfire. You're going to get countersued, and it's going to hurt real bad. Is what I think.
That's
I
not
think that
answering the
DG
question.
I think. Well, you want my honest opinion? Like, I don't care that
Do you
you're suing
support
this guy.
you support
I
me
don't-
doing this?
I don't
Do you
give a
think
shit
I'm doing the
about
right
him.
thing?
It's not an immoral thing you're doing, but I wouldn't do it personally. I
But
don't
I'm not
think it's a good
asking
idea.
practically. I'm saying, do you support me saying I'm not going to let people say
It's
this
not a
about
right
me
thing.
anymore?
It's not a right thing or a wrong thing that you're doing. It's not,
What
like there's a
the
moral
fuck?
Completely
neutrality
neutral.
here.
It's neutral.
Yeah, from my view, like you leaned into this plenty.
It's not a right thing or a wrong thing to sue some guy on the internet for inferring you did a thing that you heavily alluded to and accepted that it was the case when people brought it up and accused you of it. What? How is that not fucking not on the wrong side of things, right? Right. It sounds kind of like bearing false witness or something like that. I don't know.
And you start plenty of shit on purpose with all sorts of streamers, and of course they're going to start shit back. There's been all sorts of hooplas around you and other streamers and drama and all kinds of shit. It's like, look, there's going to be some blowback from some of that. That's the way that this works. I wouldn't be suing Destiny over this. No. If I was in your shoes, I wouldn't do it. I think that it's going to hurt you worse than it's going to help you ultimately.
Well, you say for practical reasons. You keep bringing up practical reasons. He's not going to countersue. There's nothing to countersue over.
Well, if they
He
can
said it
prove that the
himself.
lawsuit
What
is
am I gonna
frivolous,
countersue
yes.
over? It's not
Well,
frivolous. There's
well,
merit.
it depends on what a judge says. If a judge says it's frivolous or there's no merit or something like this, he may countersue. And he the difference is too is like, remember, this guy's a multimillionaire and he knows every lawyer in the fucking world. And while that may make him right, but from some people's view for the pickings, right? He's going through a lawsuit for something way fucking worse with Pixie, where she has way more standing. Way more standing. And she's going to probably lose that, Grace. She's probably going to lose.
Do you want to know why she doesn't have more standing? Because she's suing him for revenge porn when he clearly did not spread her private information publicly and did not do it with malicious intent. She's going to lose that one. She doesn't have clear standing.
I think what was done to her was a lot worse than what was done to you. And so the thing is like,
you think spreading nudes of somebody sending nudes around of somebody who sent nudes to you is a really terrible thing, Andrew? This is your red pill take? That a slut who's slutting with Destiny, who lets him take videos of her, who sent him videos of her doing sexual stuff with her boyfriend, him sending those sexual videos to someone else is
look,
way
I'm not saying she's innocent. She's not innocent. I'm not saying she's innocent. She's not innocent. I'm just saying you're not fucking innocent either, Grace.
Yeah, but she's right, though. What kind of an opinion is that? Right? Right? Like, how is what happened to that girl really bad? Withstanding included with the fact that she sent the videos. But yeah, I don't understand why Grace here doesn't see that it's a similar case for her, right? She herself was involved in the crime she's accusing somebody else of, right? So yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I am innocent.
You've started shit with every zone and sector you can possibly start shit with for the purpose of propagating your career. And some of that shit blew back, and now it looks like you're suing because a lot of that shit blew back and you're not getting any momentum. That's what it looks like.
I don't deserve to be defamed because I disagree with people. And if you think that's true, you're just wrong. I didn't deserve that.
Well, it's not a matter of deserve. It's a matter.
I didn't deserve that, and it was wrong to do to me.
Like, even let me just assume for a second that it's the most
deserve to be defamed because I disagree with people, and neither do you.
I'm not saying you do, Grace. I'm not saying you deserve to get defamed. But
no, you just
that doesn't mean that
you did imply it.
Not only did I not imply it, I didn't ever say anything
you
like that.
You started a lot of shit with people, and it blew back at you. So what do you expect?
Yeah, that's not an expectation that you should be defamed. However, you do plenty of defaming yourself. You do plenty of defaming yourself, Grace.
Like what?
You talk plenty of shit, say all sorts of shit about people, whether you think it's true, it's not true. You and your fucking mom had an entire stream one night trying to dissect, and you had big tech on your stream one time trying to dissect how it is that I think and that I must have grown up watching old movies based on some. You just said all kinds of crazy shit about me, Grace, that you had no fucking idea about. Well, yeah, I can't. I couldn't
Speculating
prove.
about your childhood. That's
I couldn't
defamatory?
prove. Hey, Grace, I couldn't prove it was defamatory.
Andrew, are you
But of course, the
retarded?
whole purpose. The whole
Wait,
purpose was.
Andrew, are you retarded?
Stop
Speculating
cutting me
about your
off, Grace.
childhood- Speculating
All right,
about your
stop.
childhood is defamation.
Okay,
Is that
you
honestly
spurg
the
out,
argument you're
spurg
making?
out, spurg out, Grace, spurg harder.
Spurging out. I'm responding to something you said that's ridiculous.
Can I finish what I'm saying first, and then you can respond? So what I'm saying is this: it's really simple. Yes, the whole purpose of all those streams was to defame me. And man, anybody who went back and watched them, nobody's going to walk away with the thought that you weren't trying to fucking defame Andrew Wilson, Grace. Of course you were. Now you might not say that's not the legal version of defamation. Well, maybe it's not.
No.
But that's what you were fucking trying to do, Grace. Why don't you just stop bullshitting everybody and say that that's what you were trying to do, because it was.
I was not trying to defame you. I was speculating.
Oh, you
about
weren't.
Why you are the way you are.
You weren't just speculating about that. You were talking all kinds of shit about my wife, talking all kinds of shit.
By the way, I got a DM from Andrew Wilson claiming that I slandered him too, because a bunch of people on my panel mentioned him and other people like Peter Hears, okay, and saying that I believe it was like EBT, right? Saying that they're like that there's some problematic thing with Peter Hears, and he said I slandered him and I slandered Peter Hears. So yeah, these guys go around claiming everybody on the internet slandering them every time somebody says something mean about them. I mean, you know, and nobody even made up anything, right? So yeah.
Shit about me.
What
You
did I
talk all
say
kinds
that
of
was
shit about
defamatory?
everybody?
Go ahead.
Grace,
If I
you want
said
to go back
something
through the streams?
defamatory, if I
You
said
know what?
something
Let's do this.
defamatory,
Let's do
then
this.
I'll
Let's pull up
retract it.
let's just pull up the stream. Pull up the stream of you and Ben Thorpe in the RV talking about Andrew Wilson and Rachel Wilson. Let's go through it a section at a time. Do it.
No,
I'm
I
on
don't
the phone
want to
right
do
now.
that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know you don't want to
Go
fucking do it
down.
because you know what's in them.
It doesn't seem worth my time. Your example of something
Yeah.
defamatory I said about
Doesn't
you
seem
is that-
worth your
No, stop
time.
cutting me off. Stop cutting me off. That your example of something defamatory I said about you is speculating about your childhood because you talk like somebody who's watched a lot of 1950s.
What did I just say? I just said let's pull up the stream. You said no. Why?
All right, fine. I'll do it. Fine.
Do it. Do it.
Which stream are you talking about?
Your RV stream with Big Tech,
RV.
where all you guys did was talk about me.
All right, I assume it has the name Andrew.
Remember how Ben Thorpe was coming for me? He was going to destroy my entire career. He was going to do horrible things to me. You remember all that stuff, Grace?
I remember
None of that was defamation. None of that was intended to be defamatory, Andrew. That was us being super friendly and trying to help you out. Give me a fucking break.
It wasn't being friendly.
Hold up.
We disagreed with you as a person.
You disagree on shit. You were trying to launch a career off of trying to slander me. That's all you were doing.
We'll point out the slander and
That's it.
defamation. We'll go through it.
Pull
Okay,
up the
I'm trying to
stream.
find it. The collapse of Andrew Wilson, part 2.
Yeah.
He thinks that somebody can quote unquote launch a career by just slandering him. Name one person that's ever done that. Like, what a incredible feat of arrogance, right? Like, it's just wild, right? It's like you think you're like right, you think if you like, you know, I mean, you must think you're something really special.
Yeah, just go to part 1.
Big Tech was
Let's
on.
listen to all the crazy, untrue things that you said about me.
Sure. Stream snipe.
If he's gonna run away if I come on.
Are you going to run away if my dad comes on?
No, but let's go through the video.
What the fuck? He just went in that other room. But yeah, like, I don't even understand how that's possible, right? Somebody gets I mean, isn't Destiny a lot more famous than Andrew Wilson? I don't understand. So yeah, yeah.
Though.
Okay. Let's see here.
I don't know why. Why would Ben ever say that I would run away from him? I've gone on
Because
your
you run
channel and
away
messed
from
you
me.
up.
That's why.
Bro, I've messed you up on your channel how many times, bro? Now, do you want to go through the stream?
Wait
Let's
a
go through
second.
the
Wait a
stream.
second. I just want to clarify one thing. I
Sure.
said I was going to do horrible things to you. Can you name what those things were, Andy?
We're gonna watch it in real time, Ben.
No.
So, yes.
You said that. Okay, so
We're
this is
gonna
what this
watch
is
it
about.
come
You
out of your
just said
own
I was gonna
fucking
do
mouth.
horrible things to you. What
Pull up
horrible
the
things
stream.
did I say I was going to do to
Pull
you?
up the stream.
Name one.
Pull up the
No,
stream.
name one and cam up, motherfucker.
Ben, do you
Cam
think
up.
that
I
I
don't
need?
care if you're in your little Spider-Man underoos.
Mhm.
Cam up, motherfucker.
Yeah, pull up the stream. We're waiting.
What horrible things was I going to do to you?
Pull up the stream.
Or say there actually that's not true.
Wait,
what horrible
Ben,
things?
Ben,
What
why are
horrible
you
things
why
did
are
I
you
say I was
stalling?
gonna
Stop
do to
stalling.
you?
Stop stalling. Pull up
What's the
stream.
answer to the question? You said
Stop stalling and pull up the
it.
stream.
That's not stalling. I'm asking you. You said your dad said he was going to do horrible things to me. What
I don't
are
know,
you
Ben. You're going to
referring
destroy
to?
the career. You were going to show up at my house. All kinds of shit, Ben.
I'm going to
You
show
said all
up at your
kinds of
house.
crazy
I never
shit.
said that.
Yeah. Yes, you did, Ben. And we're going to see. We're going to see. Pull up the stream.
Go ahead.
No. The RV stream. Yeah, there we go. Pull up the RV streams. You people make a career out of
Which is
slandering other
only
people.
what you see on a dating app, right? Okay.
This is what you want? This reaction?
No. It's
But this
Ben is
is
driving.
an RV stream.
Ben is
Okay.
Ben is driving.
We've had
Ben is
lots of
driving.
RV streams.
Yeah,
We're
okay,
RV
but you didn't have
streamers.
lots. You didn't have lots of driving RV streams where big tech was calling in. You were specifically talking about the collapse, and then the stream I believe was called "The Collapse of Andrew Wilson." In fact,
Good.
Okay.
by the way, nice call on that one, Ben. You got that one right, didn't you?
Well, I didn't
Okay.
say it was going to be right then.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll collapse in 25 years. Okay, got it, man.
You
But
will
anyway,
collapse.
pull up
You'll
the stream.
collapse because you
Well, of
suck
course,
at everything
everybody,
you do.
I know I suck at everything I do. I just happen to be. I don't want to even get into that. Go ahead.
Hey, do you want to have a debate about the
Andrew
force
Wilson.
doctrine, the so-called force
Ben
doctrine?
is driving, please.
Pull
I'll
up the
wreck you.
stream. The
I'll wreck
collapse.
you.
Pull
I'll
up.
collapse
Pull
you.
up the stream, Ben. Pull up the
Okay,
stream, Ben.
is this the one you're talking about?
The Grace is in
The
charge.
collapse of Andrew Wilson. Yes, there we go.
Okay.
Right.
Anywhere in this
Before
9-hour
you use
stream.
the term slander, do you want to be sure what slander means?
You see what I mean? I knew that you would pivot immediately to a legal definition.
Hey, get that
Ben-
cackling bitch. Get that
Yeah,
cackling bitch
Ben.
on here too. Get that
Ben,
cackling
can
bitch
we-
on here too.
Ben,
I've been
Ben,
waiting
can
to
we
talk
just
to her a
work this
long
out?
time.
Do you think that I can only go by the legal definition?
Come on,
of
Rachel. You
slander,
can
or
finish up the
is it the
witch
case-
potion later.
Or is it the case that we can point out that even if I couldn't prove that you were slandering me, that you were saying obviously slanderous?
I did lie. I did. I,
That was
I
the
will say
entire
I
stream.
did lie that I was having
Uh-huh.
like a kind of text affair with your wife.
Uh-huh.
At
Yeah, I
one
know.
point.
I know, Ben. Not slanderous
But I
though
did
at all.
say
right?
I was kidding. I was.
Yeah, not slanderous though, right? Ben?
That's not slandering. No, it was a joke.
Yeah, I know. But let's watch the video. Come on,
I just
let's
want
watch
to.
the
I just
video.
want to.
Yeah, it's like, you notice the same demeanor among these two, right? It's like they went to the same acting school. I mean, really weird. It's like they both watched like cowboy movies growing up, right? Went to the same acting school. I don't know, man.
Clarify
Larpy.
so that you're not actually here to talk about the lawsuit. You're here to
Listen to her.
accuse
What is she
us
having? A witch's coven back there?
of defamation. Okay, so this is
It's pretty funny. I was talking about how she's laughing. He's like, "What is she having? A witch's coven?" That's actually pretty funny.
The video. Come
I
on,
just
let's
want
watch
to. I
the
just
video.
want to clarify so that you're not actually here to talk about the lawsuit. You're here to
Listen to her.
accuse
What is she
us
having? A witch's coven back there?
of defamation. Okay, so this is personal to you. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So anywhere in this 9-hour stream or anywhere specific that you can remember, or just
I would just
9
start.
hours?
I would
When
just
did the
start
butt
at the
hurt
opening.
begin? When did the butt
Just
hurt
start-
begin?
Just start at the opening monologue.
Okay.
Well, nobody's upset, man. I'm just pointing out as you are
Oh,
suing
no,
somebody
you're
for
not holding
defamation.
grudges. It's fine. You can
Well,
hold
as long
grudges.
as
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're suing people for defamation and slander. Let's not pretend that you guys don't drum up as much slander and defamation using lies against other
Absolutely.
people as
Absolutely. We
possible.
should be held to the same standard. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So play the video.
That's right.
Play the video.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the all new and improved Thorpe TV channel. I'm your host, Grace Thorpe. This is my father, Ben.
Just fast forward it by 5
Today
minutes.
we are going into the collapse of Andrew Wilson, part 2.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday we did part 1. Okay, 5 minutes.
For no reason.
A grown man talking to somebody
It's
that they
a cult.
didn't approve
It's
of.
like a brutal cult.
Victoria
which claims
says,
to be open-minded. It's a
So
brutal
let's
cult.
stop right there.
This doesn't just
Right. I just want to make sure we have it clear that I'm a cult leader right now.
Yeah, I said it's like a cult, a brutal cult.
So-
You're the leader.
I'm a cult.
Yeah, that's
I'm
not
the
slander.
leader.
That's true.
I'm the leader. I'm the leader
Yep.
of a brutal cult.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's
so-
look up. Okay. All right. Let's look up what a cult is, Grace. Go ahead. Look up what a cult
Well,
is in common
let's.
parlance.
Common parlance. And I guarantee anything which is attributed to me for that is going to be attributed right back to you, Ben. Watch. Watch, Ben.
Not a bit.
okay.
Watch.
All right. Yeah. Let's watch, buddy.
All right. There's several different definitions. A religion regarding
read any-
orthodox or
Any
spurious.
of them that Ben thinks I fall under, he'll fall under. Watch.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Is it number 2, Dad?
I mean, I think we're talking about something like a small group of people who have a.
No.
Okay.
There's actually
Small group of
10.
characterized by
Just so you
devotion.
know. Yeah. So okay. Well, then
A
that would
cult in the
include your
pejorative
audience.
sense.
That would be your audience. But the tenets of the cult actually are things like if you leave the cult, right? You get harassed, your family gets defamed, you get destroyed, things like this. And by the way, those are all behaviors I never engage in, Ben.
Okay, cult, usually a small group devoted to a person, idea, or philosophy. I don't think you have any ideas or any philosophy, so it's devoted to you, Andrew Wilson. The
Okay.
term cult is often applied to a religious movement that exists in some degree of tension with the dominant of society. Used as a pejorative term that falls outside the mainstream, engages in questionable activities. Okay, so
It's a pejorative
what are
term.
the
It's a
questionable
pejorative
activities
term.
that we generally associate with the cult? We don't have to use like it's a
Well,
pejorative. Yes, it's
Ben,
a
I just
pejorative.
want you
Yes.
to name one.
I
Yes,
think
I just
the
want you to
crucible's
name one.
unhealthy. Yes, I
Yeah, I
think
just want you. I
crucible
just want you to name a
is
way
unhealthy.
that I'm a cult leader that
Great.
you're not. Go
happy
ahead.
to do that.
Go ahead. Do it.
If someone doesn't agree with you, you ban
Uh-huh.
them and you very quickly
So do
if
you.
they continue.
So do you.
How many bands
So do
right
you.
now? How many bands do we have, Grace?
How many?
0.
0.
Bullshit. Yeah. Well, okay. So Ben,
Oh,
you're
look,
saying
you
that
stopped
you've never
yourself,
banned.
right? Because we
Are
can
you
prove
saying
it.
that?
There is no
Hang
one
on, hang
banned
on.
from this chat?
How is banning somebody from your chat make you a cult?
That's one aspect of it because
Okay,
if
let's
someone
keep
hears,
going.
now wait a second. Wait a second.
Yeah.
I came into your community, which is not a community, but is more like a cult. And I
whatever
wanted
that
to
means.
have an interaction with you
Yeah.
about from a Catholic perspective against the sort of
Yeah.
ortho bro perspective.
Yeah.
right?
Nobody cares, Ben.
And
I mean,
by
can we get back
whoa,
to this?
no, oh, okay. No one cared about that. You cared.
Yeah.
You
No, I don't
cared
care,
so
Ben.
much that when I fucking kicked your ass in a debate
Uh-huh.
that you rigged against me and then did the same with Rob Noor, you accused
Uh-huh.
me
of being a federal agent. Now, that's a fucking slander. A federal agent whose mission on this earth was to get you.
Yeah, my bad, Browns boy. Yeah, I noticed that. Or this this last pause, but yeah, I just think like, you know, what I was saying is that how you know, he banned everybody. You know, so it's one thing to just ban nobody, right? Obviously, Ben Thorpe is not trying to ban people because his whole thing is you know, trying to get negative reactions out of people. But Andrew Wilson bans straight up anybody who doesn't agree with him. And that seems a little weird, especially when there's dozens of people there, right? But yeah. Yeah, my bad. I'm very sleepy, guys. So I keep pausing and muting myself and then talking and shit. But yeah.
You and other ortho fucking losers like you under federal scrutiny.
So are you
That's what
going
you
to
said.
Yeah, so anyway, are you
That's
gonna
what
prove
you
how I'm a cult
said.
leader?
Did
Are you gonna
you?
prove I'm a cult leader yet?
Did you
Who
say
cares?
that?
Can you prove how I'm a cult
Did
leader?
you say
Just
that?
wait till
I
you-
fucking care.
Yes.
Did you
Okay,
say
Ben.
that?
Yeah, I still think you're a Fed, Ben. But
Okay,
anyway, can you
said
prove
it. Okay,
I still think you
said
are,
it.
Ben.
That's
Yeah, I've always
cult
thought you were a
behavior,
Fed.
dude. No
I've
one
always
fucking
thought so.
cares about Andrew fucking Wilson. It's a joke that you didn't think that. You made it up as a way to tell your cult, we all need to be afraid of this man.
Anyway, so can we get back to how I'm
And
a
that's
cult
why
leader?
you also scrubbed the debate that I kicked your ass in on your channel while you tried to rig it against me, and that fat little Rob Knorr as well. You said you scrubbed any.
Yeah, I think Wilson calling other people feds is like pot calling a kettle black, pretty much. You know,
anything, any content having to do with us, and you banned anyone who even talked with us on our channel. So by your own fucking logic, you should ban yourself, and you should ban yourself. Ban that
So
fat
anyway,
little pig behind you.
Are we ever
Get
going to get to how
outta
I'm a cult
here.
leader? No, we're not going to get to how I'm a cult leader. Or no,
I already told you how you're a cult leader.
that's not because I ban
didn't
people from my
accuse
chat.
you of
Ben.
anything other than being the idiot
You don't have freedom
you
of
are.
association. So you don't have freedom of association. You can't distance yourself from people. You're a cult leader. Is that right, Ben? That's a genius argument, bro.
If
Genius
you
argument.
have the type of a community in which someone who differs from the absolute orthodoxy is immediately banned, and then if they continue to make compelling arguments, you accuse them of being some sort of
even if all of that was true, Ben, that
That's
still wouldn't be a
cult-like
fucking cult.
behavior, you idiot.
It's not a cult, Ben. Tell me how it's a cult, Ben.
I'm
Tell
telling
me
you
why
how
it
it's
is.
a cult.
Tell me why it is that you don't have freedom of association. You have to associate with somebody based on whatever their stupid ass worldview is because they really want you to.
Cults
That's somehow if you really want me to associate with you, I have to, Ben, or I'm in the cult. Give me a fucking break. Tell me I'm a cult leader, Ben. Tell me
That's
how.
a stupid argument.
Wait, can I say
No,
something?
it's a stupid argument. It's just saying I ban people from my chat, so I'm in a cult, Ben.
Wait, Andrew, you brought up the banning. My dad said, well, you made the point about the banning. My dad said, getting rid of people, banning.
You guys
people,
have banned people from your chat. You guys have banned tons of people from your chat. Don't lie.
Let me finish.
Stop lying.
Let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said he said banning people who disagree with you is a sign of being a cult. You said, oh, so you guys don't have anyone banned? I showed you our ban list. It's empty. Then you said,
yeah, but you banned plenty of people.
I'm not saying no one can ban anyone at any time, you moron.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
saying your
Exactly.
chat is defined by being banned unless everyone laughs at your fucking stupid jokes. Or if anyone has a point to make, get the fuck
how does
out
that
of
make it a
here.
cult?
And your
How
fat
does that make it a
fucking wife
cult?
stomps on their head.
Never.
Yeah, how does that make it a cult, man?
It makes
You
it
still
a
haven't
cult
explained
when
how that
people
makes it a
can't-
cult.
It makes it a cult when people can't express differences of opinion. That's
No, that's not what makes something a cult.
It
If you have a
kinda
private club,
does, bro.
So if you have a private club and you say, hey man, we only want people who agree with this aspect of whatever it is we have this private club for. Let's say it's like Republicans. They
starts
don't want
looking
any
like a
Democrats.
yeah, but she got him there. She's like, first you said that we're a cult because we ban people, and then he said, "Oh, show me why I'm a cult because I ban people." Right? So, so she kind of got him with that, but then Ben started spurging. But
Yes.
Then it becomes a cult, huh?
Starts looking like a cult. Yes.
Okay, so then basically what you're saying is that we should have to engage with worldviews and people that we don't like because Ben Thorpe thinks we
Absolutely.
should.
If you claim to be a debate channel, that's true. But watch, go
Yeah,
ahead.
but that
I'm an
has
entertainment
nothing to do
channel.
with a cult. Has nothing to do with a cult.
Yeah,
Nothing to do with a cult, Ben. How would you be in a cult because you ban people you don't like, Ben? That's not a cult.
I'm saying there are many aspects of a cult that are embodied by the Crucible. Yes.
Okay.
Not all of them.
We'll keep playing. We'll
Not
keep
all
playing
of them.
the
Hey,
video.
here's one.
Now,
Hey, let
now
me
that
give
we've
you one,
established I'm a
Andy.
cult leader.
Hey, Andy, let me give you one. You're not particularly charismatic. How about that?
Okay.
You got me on
Okay,
that.
you got
I don't
me.
know why anyone's in this fucking
Brutal.
cult. You're not particularly charismatic. You're a
No clue.
douchebag. You're a
I have no
douchebag,
clue.
a blowhard, an asshole. Obviously, you have
no
sexual
clue.
problems. That doesn't
Sexual
really make
problems?
sense.
That's not slander. That's not
No.
slander. That I
No.
obviously have sexual
You
problems.
obviously have problems with your sexuality as a man. Yes, you are obsessed with homosexuality.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But that's
Yes.
not designed to be slanderous, right?
That's
then?
not slander. No.
No, it's of course not.
I can.
Yeah, but you can
go through
demonstrate
the
it.
reasons why I think that you have problems with sexuality.
Okay, can you go through the reasons why you might be inferring that you fuck your own daughter? Because half the internet thinks so, Ben. Can we do that?
All right. You want to be on the list too?
Sue
No
me,
problem,
Ben.
buddy.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm
Sue
ready.
me.
I'm ready.
Sue me, Ben.
I'm
Sue
ready.
me.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Put me on the lol suit, bro.
So I just
Yeah.
want to clarify.
Stupid enough to do
I
that.
just
Go
want
ahead.
to. I just want to
Keep it coming.
clarify.
Keep it coming, bro.
I just want to clarify that Andrew
Fucking
came
loser.
up here.
And you show the whole fucking. You show exactly what Destiny, all the rest of you people on the internet, you fucking losers. When you don't like what you're hearing, you go there. See, that's how it happens. That's how
You
it
just
works.
told me.
You're a
You just told me that I'm
fucking
sexually
loser. You'll always
dysfunctional.
be a fucking
Ben.
loser. And the collapse of Andrew Wilson.
Yell louder, bro.
Right fucking now.
Yeah, yell
You
louder,
just
Ben. Yell
collapsed
louder.
yourself.
Yell louder, Ben. Yell louder. Do you see how when you point out, you say Andrew Wilson has
yeah, and this is how this guy talks exclusively on the internet. Okay, so yeah, whatever this is, right? I mean, if you were in the town square behaving this way, obviously they'd take you away to the puzzle factory, right? And you'd be doing time. So I don't know why he thinks this is normal to behave in this way or play this character online, right? But yeah, yeah, but this is just normally how he acts on this call-in shows, right? It's extremely bizarre, over-the-top behavior. I have him recorded behaving with me like this, right? Throwing around the N-word and saying, pull up and all this stuff and threatening and doing all this type of stuff. So this is just how he acts when the conversation breaks down. So for whatever reason, he thinks that that's normal. Yeah.
has sexual dysfunctional issues.
You
Somebody claps
do.
back, and then it's suddenly slander.
You do.
Then it's suddenly slander.
Sue
Okay,
me,
prove
bro.
it, man.
Sue me.
Prove it, bro. Prove it, bro.
I don't have to prove it. You prove
Yeah,
it.
right, 'cause you-
every fucking
you're
second
just
of your
a liar.
life.
Oh, okay. You prove it every second of your life. Well, I have reason to believe,
Yeah, you're
based on
not
what
a
everybody
man.
else is
You're not a
saying,
man.
that
You're a
you
fake man.
potentially,
You're a
well,
fake
allegedly
man.
you fuck your daughter.
You can't even.
Ben, allegedly you fuck your daughter.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Allegedly, Ben.
Yeah, well, you better be very fucking careful, right?
Yeah,
You
I mean,
better be very
allegedly, that's
fucking
what
careful.
you do. You allegedly fuck your daughter, Ben.
You allegedly and really
Allegedly.
are a fucking idiot.
And really,
Yeah, and really.
you want to keep going through the video? You want to
mirthless
keep going through the
laughter
video?
of a loser. Put that
Yeah, keep
fat
going through the
bitch
video,
on.
Ben.
This is boring. You suck. Put your fat wife on. Tell her to finish with the cookies. Put her on.
Yeah.
Cam,
Yeah. Anyway, let's go through. You want to keep going through the video?
she's the real man here.
Yeah. Do you want to keep going through the video or no?
Absolutely. You want to
Then let's
go?
keep going.
I'll go all night with you.
Yeah. Let's
I am
keep going.
kicking your fucking ass.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
You're
I'll
screaming
keep
real loud.
kicking
That's true. You are screaming.
I mean, yeah. I mean, to the dude's credit, at least he does have a wife and not going around the country doing an IRL stream in an RV with his daughter. Right, and I believe that's because he was ordered to stay away from his own daughter by court order. I could be wrong about that, but yeah.
Loud. I agree.
Areas. This doesn't affect that streamer house. This goes right to the heart of everything Destiny's been setting up, and it shows that this is a demonic movement of demonic people. We're seeing it increasingly as Destiny encounters people like Glenn Greenwald, who are like, "What is going on here?
Yeah.
It's sick. It's crazy. It's evil. It's destructive, and it's abusive."
Yeah. Victoria says, how far from home now? We're 20.
Yeah, I think Glenn Greenwald like exposed Destiny. I don't know. We'll have to look into that. I have no idea what's going on, but yeah, I got to look into that.
4 hours away from home, Victoria.
One
I think
day.
we're gonna make
Fast forward it a little more.
big stride today.
I think we're in like
Hold
four-
on. Grace is just getting me a cigarette. Hold on a second.
We're maybe a couple hours away from Texarkana, so we're actually coming a different way. We're not hugging the Gulf. We're just doing a straight like kind of Texas to New England, puts us through the Appalachians. I think really
Oh, really?
places like Kentucky, Tennessee. Yeah,
Oh, that'll be fun to see.
yeah.
What's the problem? What are we doing?
We want to
Fast forward it a bit.
Okay. How many minutes? 5, 10?
I don't know. Just do it by 10-minute blocks.
Okay. We'll go to 16. All right, let's see.
We're obsessed. I acknowledge it. I got a raging hate boner. Because this guy represents everything. He represents the Destiny sphere. He represents religiosity on the internet. He represents like fake masculinity. He's perfect. 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 Perfect foil. The perfect. That's why he's lockout. That's why it's got every bit of sweetness. It's got the tanginess of the manosphere. It's got the richness, the umami of the Destiny sphere, and it's got the sugar straight sweetness of the religion That's my perfect meal.
Yeah.
It's everything I need, just like a baby. All I need is Andy's tit, morning, noon, and night, and I'm happy. I'm smiling from ear to ear. There's that little baby sucking on mama's tits.
Distinction says a complex palette of hate.
All nice stuff. Yeah.
Your
Just,
audio
just you not trying to start drama with a bunch of people.
I thought we were
Purpose of
talking
cloud,
about
right?
defamation.
I have
Are we
no
talking about-
problem with starting drama.
Are we talking about drama or defamation,
Right.
Andrew? Which
Right.
one?
No, just keep going.
Oh
Just
no,
keep going.
no! I was
None of this
trying
is-
to.
none of this is-
I titled it "The
Your
Collapse of Andrew
perspective,
Wilson."
by
to
the way, is
start drama
intended to
with
be
you.
defamatory, right?
Right.
I just want to
No,
make sure
he's
none of
saying
this is
this wasn't-
intended to be
this
defamatory,
wasn't-
right?
Someone calling
weren't
you a
saying
fucking
any of this
loser
stuff
is
to
not
be slanderous.
defamation. It's called accurate. You're a fucking loser.
Okay, keep going. Keep
Fake
going.
man, fake Christian.
Yeah, I
Despicable.
know. I know. I'm terrible. They're awful. I
Okay.
know.
Yeah, you
I know. I'm
suck.
terrible. I know.
Baby's gonna have a big erection.
You do know.
Till he's done. It's a mixed metaphor. I acknowledge that.
All right. So do you want to just jump into it? Get the reaction rolling?
Grace, what did I say to you?
I'm the executive. All right. Let's pick up from where we were last
Never
time.
ask me to make an executive decision. I am not the CEO. I'm not anything with an E in it. No E's. You're the executive. You got the money. You got the control. I just cook.
Hang on. I'm gonna hop out and hop right back in. I got to fix my my audio here.
Sure.
Can I just respond to Rachel? The collapse, and now he has 200K subs and 5K live every day. Rachel, I don't understand why either you or your husband are not supporting me in what I'm doing. It seems like Andrew didn't come on here to actually discuss the lawsuit. He came on here to dispute a personal drama between us and him, which is fine, but he doesn't really have anything to say about the lawsuit. His defense is going to be that you're faking that.
Rachel, why don't you come on?
rumors
You've been hiding from
caused you
Grace
distress.
since she was 19 years old. Remember you screaming profanities in your own husband's own chat, in which your own cult members were like, "Geez, Rachel, why don't you come on? We'd all been waiting for this cat fight. Come on, Rach. You got your veneers now, right? Everyone doesn't understand that you're not like the other girls, right? Okay, you're not into superficial plastic surgery, so come on up. I'll leave the room. Me and Andy will go get a beer.
This is one of
you
the
two
first
girls have it out.
This is one of the first things Rachel Wilson ever said to me. You wouldn't want your precious daddy to risk his fat hide to save a drowning child. I despise you. When I was 19 years old supporting my dad in a debate. I'm
What
not
about
saying
the
that was
profanity?
defamatory, but I mean, you're not exactly...
You're not exactly a maternal figure. Put Rach on. I'll blip off. I'd love to see you two guys.
I just don't understand why either of these purportedly Christian people wouldn't support a young woman trying to clear her reputation and speak.
Yeah,
the
well,
truth.
you know, Andy makes up his own morality. And
I
his
just don't
morality
understand it.
is his
How stupid are they? The entire Crucible channel was basically cloud sharked off of the fucking Destiny entire thing. So, yeah, this is retarded. Like, obviously, they owe Destiny a lot.
morality is whoever has the guns is right. And that's Christianity, by the way.
Force doctrine.
It's called the Force Doctrine. First propounded by which doctor of the church? Do you even know what the word doctrine means? Did he make that up himself?
I have no idea.
Rachel's going, don't go back on there. You're fucking losing. You're fucking getting your ass handed to you, Andy. What am I supposed to do?
Well, Grace, that's because you're full of shit. You're both opportunistic grifters, and everyone knows it. That's
No,
why
don't
you
give her
only
the
have-
benefit of fixing her grammar for her. You're both opportunistic grifter.
Sure.
And everyone knows it.
That's why you only have 9,000 followers after doing this for 3 years.
Well, we're about to make a big old bag, Rach.
All right, he's back.
There he is. He fixed his audio. Why no cam? Well, if you want to keep losing, that's fine.
Yeah. So
All
do
right.
you want to go back to? I just want to make sure that we're clear that none of the things that you said in any of these videos about me was intended in any way to be defamatory. You were just saying all that stuff because
It's
you know,
defamatory, is
you
how the
really-
word is said, not
yeah,
defamatory.
whatever.
No,
so
not whatever.
So-
We use the English
Yeah,
language. That's
okay.
our trade, right? Andy?
I mean, if you want to be a pedant,
So let's use it
then
right.
We'll be a
Let's use it
we'll be a
right.
pedant. We'll be pedantic if you want, Ben.
Let's be pedantic. How about that?
Okay. So
What
I
do
just
you?
want to
How
make
do you
sure.
define the term defamatory? That it isn't
Yeah,
what you want to
so-
hear.
Yeah,
Or
so that
it's
you
negative.
so that you're saying things about me for the purposes of trying to convince other people that I'm bad or defaming me in some way to the public.
Okay, but that's not what defamation is. Did our Lord commit?
Yeah,
defamation when
don't
he
switch. Don't switch. To the
No,
legal
no, I'm
sense.
not switching. Did our Lord commit
Okay.
defamation when he pointed out that the Pharisees were horrific people who claimed to be
Yeah,
religious?
so those things are true, right?
Wow.
Right, and so is what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah,
Oh.
let's bring Jesus into this, folks. That'll help explain everything. Won't it now? What in the fuck? Kind of trip is this dude on? See, one of those crazy dudes. This is getting a little cult-like. If you're one of those crazy dudes that think every immoral thing you've ever done in your life, as you live a caterpillar life as a caterpillar of a man, squirming from wormhide to wormhide. I mean, this is just wild. You know, and how do you justify it all? Oh, yeah, Jesus. What the fuck? That's dark, man. Like, the Pharisees. Dude, you guys aren't on the level to criticize any Pharisees. You guys aren't criticizing any Pharisees while you're doing this, all right? That's for goddamn sure. You don't even know who they is. I mean, good Lord. Right? Good Lord.
Okay, so it's true. It's true that I have sexually dysfunctional problems, and you can demonstrate that.
Yes.
You can actually prove that. Then
Yes.
prove it. Show us.
I'm proving it right now.
How?
For example, a man would cam up.
What does that have to do with
someone who's not a man
So,
wouldn't cam up?
Where's the proof? So you have no proof, right? So you just made it up.
You think there's a standard of proof for a conversation on the internet? Wrong. We're not in court. We're in the internet's court, and I'm winning.
So just to make sure, you made it up, right? So, but it wasn't to defame me.
I made
Yeah.
what
So
up?
Jesus. So when you give the example of Jesus Christ and the Pharisees, he was saying something which was objectively true, right? He was
Yes.
saying something which is provably true, and he gave examples of it. So you just said I'm sexually dysfunctional, Ben. Where's the proof? Show us the proof.
I
Demonstrate.
just showed you the evidence.
What
You
is
don't-
the
he
what is
doesn't
the
have to prove-
evidence?
Jesus didn't have was not.
What is
said-
the evidence?
The evidence,
He
for
did.
example, is
He
that
did.
you're
He
not
pointed
cammed
out
up
you're
and you don't even
fasting.
have a PFP.
What does
You're
that have to do
not
with
a
sex?
man.
What does that have to do with
You're
sex,
not
Ben?
a man.
What does it
Another
have to do with
piece of
sex,
evidence
Ben?
is that you couldn't make the
Is that
simple,
what?
You couldn't make the simple statement that, of course, if someone defames a young woman, she should stand up to him. That's pretty obvious that any man who didn't have a serious problem with masculinity would not
Has
have
what to do?
saying that.
So can we get to the sexually dysfunctional part? You ever gonna get to that?
That
The thing
is-
you just said. That has nothing to do with sex at all. It has nothing to do with sex, Ben. You lying
It
sack of dog
does. It
shit.
has to do with
How?
your sex.
Oh my God!
Your
No,
sex,
you
you
said
claim, is
sexually dysfunctional. That's not how is somebody a male. You're sexually dysfunctional as a male. That doesn't even make sense. You said sexually dysfunctional, Ben.
All right,
Evidence, please.
wait, hold on a second. I'm just having a problem with my camera.
Yeah, you have a lot of problems, man.
Hey, see, there's another example. You had a problem with your audio. I said no problem. I didn't take a cheap shot at you, but
Oh, Ben, really? You're worried about cheap shots
Who
at this
has
point?
to take cheap shots? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm worried
So
about cheap shots.
I'm just
Yes, I
waiting,
am.
waiting for the demonstration, Ben.
There's-
Go ahead. Show us the evidence. You weren't slandering me, right? You were just that
Right.
wasn't what you were trying to do.
Right.
You were just trying to tell people that I'm sexually dysfunctional for what reason again?
Okay, you want to go into that?
Yeah. What reason are you trying to get people to think that I'm sexually dysfunctional, Ben? Is it because
You want to
it
go
to
into
think
I have-
negatively?
You want
Is
to go
it
into that?
because-
You want to go into your sexual history?
Is it because
That's
you
known on the
want
internet?
them- Is it because
wanna
you
go
want them
there?
to think?
Do you want to go
Ben,
there?
Is it because you want people to think that negatively of me? Isn't that why you're saying that?
You're defining defamation as things that you perceive as negative and which are objectively negative.
Things which you
That
say
is
which are
not
untrue.
what defamation is.
Things that you say which are
Okay,
untrue.
you want to go into my evidence that you are sexually dysfunctional?
Yeah. So what does sexually dysfunctional mean? Let's start with that.
Can't.
What does it mean,
Get this to work. Grace, can you hold? Can you? I'm trying to get the camera going.
You guys engage. I'll go fix the camera.
What is sexually dysfunctional?
Yeah. What is it?
Okay.
What does
I
that
think
mean?
it's. Yeah, I think it's. Okay, so
Grenjamin is real.
If you could get it up for your daughter, are you sexually dysfunctional? For instance,
what's that?
just as a hypothetical, if you could get it up for your daughter, would you be sexually dysfunctional?
See, someone who says that is sexually dysfunctional. You're a fucking
What do you mean?
asshole.
I'm just
And I would punch
asking.
you in your fucking
I'm
face
asking.
if
I'm
you-
only asking hypothetically.
Ha! Shut the fuck up. You want to know why you're sexually dysfunctional? You're having
Yes.
sex with a woman who is a man. How about that? For starters,
Ben, that hurts my feelings, Ben.
listen to her. Listen to him in the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
She
got
has
me with
no
that one, bro.
feminine qualities whatsoever.
Got me, bro.
Yeah.
What did
but
he
anyway,
say? What did he say
you
while I was
see-
off camera? What did he say while I was off
do you
camera?
do you see the point that I'm trying to make for you, dude? Is like,
No,
I never bought. Well, let me explain it. I never bought in to the bullshit of Ben Thorpe and Grace are having sex, which I think actually was rooted with Stardust more than anybody. If I think about
I
it,
don't care.
I think it was actually rooted with Stardust. But the
No,
thing
it
is,
was
it's
rooted
like
with we're rooted with people within our own family. Obviously, that was the main problem. No one fucking cares what
I mean,
Stardust
but how it started,
Stardust says
how
or
it started
thinks
to move
about
out
anything.
into the ethos. Just hang on, just hear me out, and then you
Sure.
can fucking scream and yell and all that shit. But I think it was rooted with Stardust. I think that she actually started kind of that rumor. Now maybe I'm wrong, but I think she did.
You're wrong.
The thing is though, is that I
Yeah,
never,
this
I
is
never
the
bought into it
gayest
for a second because it's
thing
obvious
of all
bullshit.
time. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, Earth to Neurojack. Mission Control. You know. I'm also gonna go and smoke a cigarette soon. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if Neuro's actually listening at this point. But sometimes if I do a little hootie hoo, he like pops in. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah. Got some messages in the Discord. I'm sorry. Looking at these guys. Ooh, I'm sleepy today. We also got Flow Staked going live. But yeah.
But pointing out that saying things about a person which are untrue and you can't prove them, and you're only saying it in order to cast them in a negative light, is exactly what I would consider defamation and slander to be. Now, maybe legally not so, but at least morally it's so. And so the thing is like when you say things,
I honestly and sincerely believe that
finish.
you are
Let me finish,
sexually dysfunctional. I
Uh-huh,
saw you
right.
shooting. I saw you. Oh, you want to do some evidence? I'll do some evidence, okay? And I'm not saying that I know what you do behind doors, but you shooting guns with your bro who came over is sexually dysfunctional. It is super homo the way you guys interacted. Not so much him, but you. It's super sexually dysfunctional. You want to roll the tape on that, Grace? Go ahead.
Roll the tape.
You have extreme
now I'm
homosexual tendencies.
All right.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this.
Go ahead.
Andrew Wilson,
Oh, you mean that I don't know what that guy is. His name is Jake the Rattlesnake. He came to Andrew Wilson's house and they had a great time together. Yeah. So
Rattlesnake TV.
I'm not saying, and I never would say that led to anything. I think the other guy there was a heterosexual, so I don't think anything happened. But there was
I don't get it.
super homo vibes.
Oh,
Okay.
and I also believe the guy opened a pickle jar or olive jar for him or something like that.
Okay. Do you want to start with the guitar performance, or should we skip straight
Sure,
to
go
the
ahead.
guns?
Shooting rare and powerful guns with Andrew Wilson. I know
All
that's his
right.
title.
Yeah.
But okay, what does a
Yeah,
gun
well,
look
that's
like?
because
What's
that's
a
because
gun
he's
look
Australian.
like? What's a gun
He's
look like? A dick.
Yeah,
right?
it's just nobody
Guys who are
nobody
into
can talk.
guns can be into guns, but they can
Uh-huh.
also be into surrogate dicks. How
Was that-
about the
was-
guitar? What does
Ben-
the guitar
Ben-
look like? It
Ben,
looks
was that
like a
mine?
big dick coming out of your
Yeah.
midsection that you got your
So
hand
you're
around.
talking a lot
right?
about dicks, bro. Talking a lot about dicks.
Yeah, I am, because we're talking about
Yeah.
you, and you've got dick on the
And
mind
dick?
all the time. But go ahead, bro.
Really?
Yeah,
So,
really.
I just want to make sure I got this
Shall
right.
we play?
Who posted the video first? Like, can we start with that? Who posted that?
I don't think
video?
it's yours.
Snake
Yeah, it's
travel.
a super lame
Okay,
video.
and does it stand to reason that a person who's never shot a gun before because they're Australian, in this case Jake Rattlesnake, that he would put something like that, big and powerful guns, because that's his only way of comprehending this?
He named it "Shooting Rare and Powerful Guns" with Andrew Wilson. But yeah, why did he include these outtakes of Wilson playing the guitar and all this stuff? Super cringe. If you guys haven't seen the video, okay, I watched it. I believe I watched Enslaved by Truth review it. I think they did a pretty good job, but yeah, it was pretty funny.
Or do
I'm
you
sure
think
he
it's
thought your
because he's
guns
a
were very
homosexual?
powerful.
Oh, I see, Ben. So the whole thing here is Andrew holds a guitar, therefore gay, and shoots guns, therefore gay.
Not
Great.
necessarily. Let's continue with the evidence.
Okay.
This looks like a guy who's either a heterosexual or trying to look like a heterosexual. Would you agree?
What?
This looks hetero. The plaid, I get it. The plaid shirt, the pants that don't fit, the bad like sort of cabinetry behind you, right? It doesn't look like a gay guy's place. So that either is a heterosexual who just doesn't have any
You
idea.
watch a lot of
Or
fucking
it's a
videos
guy
of
who's
me.
trying to look heterosexual. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
So I
Which
see.
one is it?
Go
Let's
ahead.
find out.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben. Go ahead. We'll play something. He's got a good.
Now, you only played one chord on that guitar. There was
True.
you don't know how to play guitar. So,
Oh no,
is that a prop?
Well, wait. I'm quite good at the guitar. In
You
fact.
might be,
Now,
but
Ben-
from that, it doesn't look like you know how to play the guitar. So it looks like
Yeah,
a heterosexual prop.
Do you know what happened there? The guitar started to have feedback issues. And so I turned the amp off because there was a feedback issue. Sometimes when you get a musical instrument too close to the amp, there's a feedback problem. So I leaned over and turned it off. But Ben, if you don't think I'm quite good at the guitar, we can make $1,000 bet right here, and I can go live.
I'm not
and-
saying
and
that.
play
I'm just saying
Yeah, so
it
then
doesn't
what was
look
it, Ben?
like it.
It doesn't look like what? I just gave you a completely
Shred,
reasonable
man.
explanation. What are you
Okay.
talking about, bro? Like,
I'm
what is-
still saying
what is
this
even the
in and of itself
accusation?
is not proof of
What is-
anything. But
Of
I'm
course
saying
it's
it's
not.
one of
What
two
is-
things.
It's one of two things.
Yeah.
But it's actually a third thing. The third thing is that the guitar was too close to the amp. There was feedback, so I turned it off. Yeah, I guess you just didn't think about that, right, Ben? Because you're retarded, or
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or care about
I don't
all
know.
the intricacies of your life. And
I
I,
don't-
still
I
would
don't know-
say this.
I don't know
in and
why
of
you're.
itself- Let's go to the range, shall we? Let's go
Shall
to the
we?
range,
Okay.
shall we?
Sure,
See
sure. Let's go to the
see where
range.
this goes from here.
Now that we've gotten the guitar, under control, let's go to the range.
I'm saying yes. That's inconclusive
Everybody wants to give me money. I want to give you money, Andrew. It's like, no, you don't. You fuck me. Is what you want to do. There's a bunch of AK mags already loaded. I'll explain how this works.
Yep.
Okay. Magazine is angled in like this. See the angle?
Yep.
Angle. You hear that click?
Yep.
Not going anywhere, right? Rats.
Now that looks like
Okay?
a non-heterosexual shooting a gun. Why wouldn't you
What?
use two hands?
Oh, you got me, Ben. Did you happen to notice that outside it's like 0 fucking degrees? Did you notice that, Ben?
I'm sure it's cold, but look at all
Yeah,
the
it's really
layers
cold.
you've got on.
Yes, it's really fucking cold. And so
Too
you know
cold,
what happens?
Too cold.
You know
too-
what's not fun?
Use
What's not
standard,
fun?
safe
Yeah,
procedures
it's
with a
not
gun.
fun.
Don't you
What-
teach
First
gun?
of all,
Don't you
yeah,
teach
first of
gun
all-
use?
what was unsafe about that then?
Yeah, this is the most retarded video I've seen. I guess they've moved clearly off the topic of the lawsuit, which is clearly spurious and a publicity stunt. Why Andrew Wilson has choose to involve himself in the commentary and promotion of this publicity stunt when he's opined that his time is worth $600 to $800 an hour is rather strange. Why Grace Thorpe would think that Wilson would support them in this lawsuit or endeavor is quite strange and telling about their previous relationship and connection, right? And it's pretty obvious that Andrew Wilson himself has been propped up by people like Destiny with his connections to Rob Noer, right? So, I mean, what is actually happening here, right? But yeah, I'm going to watch a few more minutes of this. Maybe turn this off and go do something else. And then I'll put on the Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones. But yeah, I'm thinking of logging off soon. So yeah, I think I'll just message Neuro at this point. I don't think he's watching his own stream. Blessings.
Don't you teach gun use?
Yeah, there's nothing unsafe
Okay.
I just did.
Do you teach
What's unsafe that I just did?
one-handed? Because you're trying to show this guy that you're cool.
Oh yeah, I show
And he
people.
doesn't
I show,
have any experience
Yeah.
shooting guns.
And
so with
what did I
something
do that
like
was unsafe?
You
Name
start,
something I did
you
that's
start-
unsafe, Ben.
you start. Normally, someone would
Uh-huh.
start by teaching them the proper procedure.
Oh, normally
Even if it's-
there's no proper
even if
procedure.
it's
There's
cold
no
out,
proper
even if it's
procedure.
cold out.
There's not. What's the
there are
proper
no proper
procedure, Ben?
procedures for gun use.
No. Well, no, not when it comes to firing like that. No. What's the proper
There are
procedure?
no proper procedures for gun use.
Yeah. Why do you have to have two hands on the rifle to shoot it, Ben? Why is that necessary? Can you tell
Is
me?
that generally the safe procedure that you teach people?
It's not unsafe to fire one-handed. In fact, I teach people to fire one-handed.
Is it more
for
safe
specific
with two
reasons.
hands?
It can be in some instances,
Yes, the
unless,
answer
for
is
instance,
yes.
you're being.
The answer is
No, it's
yes.
not true. That's actually not true. And I'm going to
Now
explain.
you're trying to do what you're
No,
trying
no,
to do
I
here
get to
is show
explain.
this guy that you're cool. Now you first lied and said it's too
Yeah,
cold
yeah.
for me to hold
Yeah.
the barrel.
But again,
with
but
my
no,
left
I'm making
hand, which is
two.
obviously
I'm making
a
two
lie.
arguments.
It doesn't
I'm
make it
making
any
two
warmer
arguments.
for you to have your left arm by your side. What you're trying to do is show this
You
guy
mean-
that you're cool.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
why are
So
you
anyway,
so
Ben-
in need of this
Okay.
young man's approval? Why
Okay,
are
so
you
my
so
last-
needy?
Tell me
Why
when I
are
can
you
respond.
so needy? Because
Tell
it
me
was
when I can
cold out, or because
tell
it
me when I can
wasn't
respond.
warm enough?
Yeah. Tell me when I can respond.
Go ahead.
Let me know. Okay. So there's this cool thing that Jake wanted to do. He wanted to have his fucking arm up in the air and do what was called a durka, durka, durka. Is that safe? Is that safe, Ben? When you do the durka, durka, do you know what the durka, durka is?
I think it's a reference to American police.
So it's where you hold an AK-47 upwards over your head at an angle and you blind fire and you don't hit anything because that's how Arabs shoot. It's called the durka, durka. Right? He had seen some videos of it and he thought it was pretty fucking cool. Right? And he also saw a video of a guy shooting an RPD one-armed. He thought that was cool too.
Mhm.
He said, is there a lot of recoil with that? I said, no, it's not that bad at all. But you have to hold it a certain way if you're going to do a video like that.
Mhm.
Pretty simple, right, Ben?
And what's your point? He
So
said,
I-
I want to do something cool with guns. But we had no experience with guns, right?
Uh-huh.
So you said, hey, let's do something cool together.
Yeah.
Don't you think
Yeah.
that sounds kind of gay? Doesn't it
No.
seem like you're in a sense
What's
like
that?
the
What's-
daddy
what's gay?
gay?
Can you tell me
and
what's
he's
gay-
like
what's
the
gay about
young
that?
gay, and you're
What's gay about
initiating
that, Ben?
into gay gun stuff.
Yeah, Ben, what's gay about that?
Do you not see that?
No,
I don't
Ben,
think
because I'm not fucking a
necessarily
sick
shooting
fuck.
guns is gay. And I really
I
have
don't, you
very
sound
little
like you do.
experience.
You sound like
It
if
can
a
be
person,
super gay.
it's
Yes.
super gay, Ben. It's super gay
Yes.
to shoot guns. Oh, okay.
It can be super gay
It's
because
so
guns
it's
look
super gay.
kind of like what? Genitals. Maybe you don't
It's
know
just
from
that-
your experience.
I don't.
Kind of looks like a dick. And
Oh,
guys
you got a lot
who
of
are
dick on the
gay
mind.
are into
Lot
a
of
lot
dick.
of gunplay.
Oh, you got a
They
lot of
like
dick on the
the
mind.
gun thing, don't they?
Ben,
You've
does,
never heard
does everything
that?
look like a
You've
dick?
never heard that?
No,
You've never
I
heard
haven't.
anyone refer like the double entendre about a gun being loaded by shooting it? Like none of that, the tip, nothing, never.
Yeah.
You've never heard that?
Ben,
Pull my trigger,
Ben.
baby.
Mhm.
No, you've never.
Ben,
There's
Ben.
no sexual.
Let me know when I
connection?
can respond, Ben. Let me know when I can respond.
Let you know when you
My
can
leverage.
respond. I didn't stop
Yeah.
you from responding.
Okay, so why do you see dicks everywhere, Ben?
Any
Guns
gay
are dicks,
person
guitars
will,
are dicks,
any
everything
gay
are
person
dicks.
will say, will look at this and say, like, yeah, this is obviously has super gay undertones to it, bordering on just like
Any?
obvious.
Well, didn't you just call yourself gay then, Ben? Because you're the one looking at it and you're the one saying that you think it's gay. You say any gay person looking at this would see it's obvious. So obviously you're gay, Ben.
Okay, let's try the logic of that one more time. I understand gay culture. I understand.
I'm
the
sure you
references
do.
between guns.
I'm sure you do, Ben. I'm sure
Do you?
do.
Do you? You should.
No.
Because it might help you a
No.
lot to come to understand what's going on here.
What's going on here, Ben? Tell
Like,
me.
look
break
at
it down.
Rachel. She's referring to your nuts. She's saying Ben wants Andrew's nuts. Doesn't that sound like a cut queen kind
is
of
she
thing?
Gay? Is she gay for me too? Is my wife
Not
gay
for
for me
you.
too, Ben?
No. She'd be gay for other women. It's called lesbianism.
Okay. Well,
And
this
it
has
may
been
also be a
entertaining,
cut
Ben.
queen type of thing.
But can you
Put
get-
that
can you
chat
get to the
back up,
point?
Grace?
Can you get
Rachel
to the
in
point?
our chat just said, by
Uh-huh.
her own free will, right?
Mhm.
Ben wants Andrew's nuts. Do you think that's normal wife talk? Ben wants
yeah.
Andrew's nuts. What does that mean?
Well,
What
it
is
means
meant
that
by the
you're-
word nuts there? Testicles.
Well,
right?
it means that you're clout hungry. Yeah.
What is it? No, it doesn't. What does
Yes,
nuts
it does.
refer? Oh, nuts refers there to clout? Nope.
Yeah. In that
Nuts
context, it
refers
does,
to
yeah.
testicles. Rachel
Yeah,
is
okay, but
saying that
that's a
she's
word
seeing some
concept
sexual
fallacy.
tension here, right?
Yeah, that's a word. That's a word.
She's
concept
saying
fallacy.
there's some sexual tension here. Ben
She's saying that?
wants Andrew's testicles,
Uh-huh.
right? That's what your
Okay.
wife is saying about our
Okay.
conversation. Do you think that's normal wife talk?
Andrew, are you really going to use
yeah.
the word? You're really going to say that's a word concept fallacy in a debate where
Yeah.
we're debating whether you have homosexual tendencies or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
it's
gonna
the
I
say
word
think
that's a
she
word
sees it.
concept
I
fallacy?
think you guys. Let me
You've
give
got
you.
Yeah, okay, I'm turning this off. This is getting pretty gay. Let me refresh this page
Your wife is saying.
and then see what else is on. I'm gonna go outside and maybe smoke a cigarette, and might leave something on for you guys while I go do that. Maybe Sweden. Oh, traditional culture's back. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
All right. From now on, you're going to see me at like 10 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, and I'm going to be fucking hamming it up.
All right, give me a preview right now. Just abandon all good sense, all good nature, all ethics and morals. You are whatever you want to be, and you are whatever these people perceive you as.
I'm fucking truth or cop, you bitch. And I'm going to make
Right.
billions of dollars. And I'm not even going to unleash the secrets right now, dude. I'm not even unleashing it. I'm going back into my fucking laboratory, and I'm going to fucking get to work on this shit. And one day, you'll all see why you should have been listening to me from the forefront. And DJM's going to know why $100 was a good deal to
Right.
get in with me.
Now you're getting it. I'm in now. At first, I was like, this guy's a fucking loser. Now, I'm like, you guys better pony up. He's right. Pay for his fucking internet. You guys can help out. You guys aren't doing shit around here. Start going through the audience and telling everyone how they're not doing shit and how you got goals and you need help. And they're not helping because they're horrible people. Go ahead. Try it out, man. You'll like it. I'm telling you. Once you get used to it and how it feels, you'll really be into it.
Well, I was trying to pull up Grills Trillions comment there to make an example of him, and I accidentally deleted it. It wasn't just a slip of the finger. It was a divine intervention by God himself.
Right.
To delete him from this conversation because I haven't seen a fucking dollar from him. Nothing he's ever said mattered here.
He's
offering nothing to me or this audience.
Okay, now go to the next one.
Well, we got
These people
TML with
aren't
his
human.
fucking eyes in here. He better fucking straighten up. He better keep his eyes right here because he can.
Yeah, but fucking this whole thing. Yeah, Neurojack just commented. If anyone wants to join the panel, let me know. But I just straight up messaged him. Yeah, I'm about to take a walk, dog. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, what is a mushroom? Z anyway. MLK dropped the ball when he got shot. Jacked out. That shit's too funny.
On everything.
Yeah,
you
well,
need.
we're watching him. We know.
Yeah, we're
what he
watching
does.
him back.
Yeah.
And Sam High, listen, man, I'm fucking tired. I want to go sleep. This is too much. Can I go
No,
to
you
sleep
don't want to
now?
go to sleep. You want to change the world, man. Get with it.
I want to go to sleep. I'll eat my food.
You're
I
not
want to
lazy. You're not
sleep.
procrastinating. You're not tired. You just begun to fight. This is big. Right now.
Are we doing
now? Man, I want you, bro.
I got
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me right now. You're a fucking life coach. No one coaches like you. Now let's go. Go down the list. Use these people. These people aren't human in chat. They're perfect targets for you to use to practice coaching. Now let's go. I only got a few more minutes. I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm busy too.
No,
We're
have nothing.
both too busy.
You have nothing.
Dude,
and
I
no
know that I
one.
only have a few more minutes. Listen, this is how I'm gonna fucking hit it really hard at home. Listen, Paul, I only have a few more minutes of lifetime with this motherfucker's experience at all, and I'm booting him out of here because I don't want to spend it with him now. I want to look forward to that moment down the road. The next time that I get to see that motherfucker and talk to him, I'll be grateful. But also, yeah, I'm going to be grateful for what he said now, more so. But I just want to eat my food. I want to sleep. But that being said, it's as if I'm going to fucking sit up on this fucking thing and fucking talk to these fucking people. Nothing. I don't even, what is this fucking internet? I guess it's just like my mind, the arguments I fucking have, and the moments that, like, my God, like, what the fuck is going on in my head? You know, like, I'm supposed to, like, attribute it to be the same? Anyhow, I don't have a fucking Jennifer in my life. You know? Not at this moment. Well, not in the way we've seen Paul and Slaves have it. That's right, Smile. So I'm gonna withhold. I'm gonna breathe it in. I'm gonna hold it in. I'm gonna acknowledge the fact that the day is young, even though Paul is 6 months older than me, and he wants to he's like 6 months closer to that line than I am. He's trying to hone me in. I really do appreciate that. And God forbid, it's like, what the fuck? Why is it so bad to appreciate one another, dude? What the fuck is wrong with that? Why is it so bad to appreciate people? Especially you older fucks, dude. That's what I don't get. Like, Child's over here about to break. He's about to break some jars with the rope. You wouldn't believe the fucking energy he's throwing around here. Let me show him. It might show me. Who cares? Either way. There he is. Show them the rope. Gotta do a treat with it. He's fucking flinging this shit around it. Ooh, it's everything. I got my peeps here. Nathan's first and foremost, dude. Oh, beat. Oh, there he goes. Break it with your tail. Break it with your tail. Oh, that was a good jump. Dude, his hip, he couldn't use his one back leg when he moved here. And now he's fighting with me like this. The last time he got injured. It was because we were fighting with his rope. And here we are again. But anyhow, I haven't even started to cook my dinner. Can no one do it for me? Yeah, make food for this beast. And I appreciate everybody in the chat. Proper instruction motivates people. I appreciate you, bro. Shit. Anybody wants to give me my fucking shackles, healing law, PayPal.me / who the fuck cares? Y'all are about to be blown the fuck away about what the fuck is delivered here. And you wouldn't even see it coming. Oh, I love it. It's so good. I'm going to shut my fucking mouth. I can't even force it. I can't even make it happen. Couldn't even if I tried. And I've tried. No, I've tried. It's just time for me to enjoy life. And I want to enjoy my bed. I want to enjoy my food. I'm grateful for that. So grateful. And I love y'all. I'm grateful for you.
Yeah, it looks like you're
Grateful
shutting
for
it down.
the machine lies.
Notes on.
I'm grateful for you tell me. And this proper instruction motivates people guy. I'm grateful for that guy too. As well as Sam High. And all DJM and all you I like what am I supposed to pretend to not be grateful for the people who are like a part of my experience? I don't. That's the thing I don't get. I might be autistic there. I could be. Autistic or not, I'm gonna fucking beat y'all's asses in life. So fucking get it together. Be well. Love y'all. And do good. And do better. And be better. And be better. And then once you think like, oh my god, I'm doing better, I'm doing great. Do fucking better again. Fucking done with it. So fucking sick of it. And unlike Paul and Slave, I quit fucking smoking any fucking shit at all. Yeah, I drink some. But I quit 3 days in a row today drinking. But I drank 3 days in a row too. 14 me. Oh. But I didn't smoke for like months. So it was like the first time in years I was like not smoked, drank, or smoke weed or tobacco or drink 3 days in a row. Totes sobs. And I'll do that again. So y'all better fucking. The problem is I'm giving you guys time to prepare yourselves for those moments because y'all ain't ready. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. I love y'all. Austin Murphy, great to see you. You stay away too, brother. Be well. Take care of yourselves. I'm gonna eat my food. Yeah.
Stay white.
I'm gonna sleep. Great dreams.
Funny as hell.
And I got some.
Yeah, I'm trying to click that link with Brownswood.
Yeah, it's not psilocybin. I'm not doing no psilocybin. That'd be silly. Good night, y'all.
You said 40 minutes, bro. Timestamp. Oh shit, Browns boy. The knowledge. Okay, let's put on NFTU. I'm gonna go take a walk. I'll be right back. I appreciate you guys.
Comments, or did I get everyone? Going through. Any good books that debunk the papacy? I highly recommend, and I suggest reading it with the patristic texts that are referenced. Is The Papacy by Abba Gutay. It's an oldie but a goodie, but the footnotes in it are good enough that if you go through that and you go through the patristic text, you'll become, I would say, a dozen times more knowledgeable on the papacy than you were before. Also, Catholic Orthodoxy and Catholic Orthodoxy by Julius James Overbeck will give you more information on Catholicism and Anglicanism. Let me see here. So I hope that helps. The Bible, it's funny. Romagata says, question, when we were born, are we all born with the Holy Spirit? Or we're born with a soul? Because we're all made in God's image, right? Yeah. So we're born with a soul. Is there any good saint that deals with reading? All of them. You have to read them. But is more received in baptism? You're receiving the Holy Spirit in chrismation after your baptism. So yes, there is something more. It's not just the human soul that you have. You receive the Holy Spirit. Did I catch every comment? I feel like I missed a comment. Checking. I'm waiting, reading, checking. There's no Roac on Tathos, only let's speak Nano and some Celsius Sopranos, okay. Zapper Solo did ask, is an Orthodox priest allowed to bless me if I'm unbaptized? Yes, so we just need your name and it's Holy Spirit. Let me see here. Is there any good saint that does okay, but is named baptism, Holy Spirit? What I meant is a patron saint for reading. It's an interesting question. Whenever you begin any work, including a book, you would just say, "Oh Lord, bless." That's it. No, we're born with a soul, Romagata. We are not born with the Holy Spirit. We're born with a living soul. It's, created by God. And that's what animates us. But we do not receive the Holy Spirit like through our birth. That's what baptism is for. We receive the Holy Spirit through the Christian. Okay, so we're now in the 37 minutes of the second hour. Father Boniface, did you have any thoughts on anything going on recently?
I would I was just reflecting on the debate that you had on Sola Scriptura. I was thinking of basically, and I think you made a real good point that he's just his own idea of Sola Scriptura. And I think that and you said everyone out there is their own brand of Sola Scriptura.
There's different kinds of scripture. Yeah, exactly.
I say, well, somebody says Sola Scriptura to me. I'll say, well, which brand is that? Baptist, Presbyterian, Methodist, Anglican, Pentecostal? Which Sola Scriptura brand are you?
Let me see. Matsu Stephanie says, well, I have to start saying the St. John Chrysostom prayers again. Please pray for me. Are those like you referring to the ones from the morning prayers? Like, the 12 hours there? Let me see here. I'm not sure which St. John prayers you're referring to, but in any case, you are in our prayers, by the way, Matushka, at the altar. And I will, I had a question for you, Matushka, while you're at it, but not on the show. It has to do with fabric. But let me see. Matthew, deliverance. Okay. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If you ask a person, do you deny that Christ is in the Eucharist? And you think you get a lot of people who would say yes?
I would hope so, but I imagine a number of people might say no. That would just be poor catechesis. Or if they're,
Well,
if they're not,
in other
that's
words,
their
do they deny that he's in the Eucharist, that they don't believe in it? And I would just say, and I was thinking of this as a rebuttal. Well, Jesus said, if you deny me before men, I will deny you before the Father. I don't know if that verse would apply or not, but if you're denying Christ before men by saying that he's not in the Eucharist, body, soul, body, blood, soul, and divinity, then you're denying Christ. And that means he will deny you. I don't know. I was just thinking about something like that. What do you think?
No, I agree. I definitely agree that is, if you're denying Christ in the Eucharist, yeah, that's. I mean, it could be considered borderline blasphemous, but only if you know. Matushka, I would suggest if you can email me, and we'll see who can. Maybe if you need like more holy water, if you need a house blessing, etc. We'll get to work on it. Let me see. Adrian says kilt in Scottish Gaelic means bielach, which means wrap, as in a garment you wrap around. Two direct Stuart ancestors of mine died wearing them at the Battle of Culloden in 1746. New York, is Tucker Carlson's father actually a CIA agent? Yes, he was. And was America also the bad guy during the Cold War? Not exactly. And did the Soviet Union subvert U.S. culture? Absolutely. Sava says, fascinating. I have a lot of questions about that, but I might have to spare those for another night. Ortho Pirates says, Sola Scriptura is originally rooted in Lutheran thoughts, and that the other solas have a particular meaning pertaining to that camp. The other Protestant groups have co-opted the solas. Yeah, but as I pointed out in the debate, Luther required everyone to hold to the Augsburg Confession and his large and small catechism. Those weren't Scriptura. They were outside Scriptura. So the basis of a lot of Lutheran stuff is based on tradition as well. So it's not sola scriptura. And that was precisely my point in the debate. Is Christ in New Calendar Temple's Eucharist? I would say I would simply say I'm not in those temples. I would simply say I sincerely doubt it. I would suggest everyone should go to the true Orthodox churches in their lands because there's lots of them. Ron says, dang Zapper, you're real and I feel it, but it's hard fitting in with white people, even if they're Greek, Jew, don't matter, and I will go, and this is not the end, but it's hard, brother. You are good to know. Thanks for the uplifting words, Zapper. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I agree with him. You should just Romagata says, is Tucker Carlson a spy for the CIA? There's no evidence of that. He did attempt to join the CIA, if I remember correctly, but he failed. And so, yeah, Machi, yeah, looking forward to the debate in a couple of weeks. I'm just waiting on Pastor Ben. When he says we can post it, we can post it. And he said 14 days. So we have 11 days. Also to be noted this weekend, we finally got a date for the debate on the papacy with Elijah Yassi. It will be on the Gospel Truth channel, which is that is going to be on November 7th. And so that hopefully will be an even bigger debate. I'm looking forward to it. Sava says, before the Daesh destroyed them, the Holy Prophet Daniel's relics were in a mosque in Mosul, Iraq. Oh, that's gross. They even went into mosque destroying. Wow. I've heard that the Sunnis would beat white people, even if they were Muslim, if they entered. Being an Indian among Jews and Greeks can't be that bad. Yeah, that's true. The worst the Greeks can do is feed you gyros. Okay, so let me see here. So, go ahead, Father.
I want to comment on these newscasters and these pundits and whatever. Mm-hmm. All of them, a lot. I think every one of them is always trying to defend democracy, and they're showing all the moral failures or the political failures of all these people. And but they're all pro-democracy. And and if you want to get into the debate about monarchy versus democracy, democracy is basically founded on humanistic principles. And so these guys are just continuing the same spin and the same error and the same corruption. And so really they're spin doctors, all of them. Yeah. And Tucker Carlson too. He's we're all pro.
Oh, hell no. I haven't heard that word in a while, the spin doctor word, for a while. An oldie but a goldie. He fell out. Well, I guess we'll try to keep her going for a while. If you want to join, you better come on up here. Hi. I know you're about to go do something else. You're welcome to leave something playing, and if not, that's okay. This is my last stream until with StreamYard for next week, so I just wanted to use up as much time as I can. So if anybody wants to join, I'll just leave it open for as long as I can, and if not, I'll just shut her down eventually.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up this Sola Scriptura debate.
Good old Solar Scriptura.
So I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't even know what a debate about Sola Scriptura would even be about. I mean, seems like it's a very easy position for Orthodox to defeat from their perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know where the debate is. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I think we got to ask Unseen Warfare who he debated or whatever.
Yeah, I put the Sam Hyde, Nick Fuentes thing in the back. I got more stuff too, but I'm just throwing stuff at the wall. So like I really don't care because nobody's probably going to join the panel, so it doesn't really matter at this. Actually, this other video I just put is actually really interesting. If you're actually going to listen to what's playing, this video I put in the back is actually very interesting. I think you'd find it curious. It's like this hunter from like the Rocky Mountains, and he's like a big game hunter. So he shot like 1,000 giant animals and like makes ammunition for a living. And he looks like he looks like a Uncle Teddy if he was like jacked or something. So, and he's just like this really like calm guy, and he's sitting there talking about how like they weaponize the like endangered species list and like all these like environmental laws against the proliferation of game animals to basically like make it where Americans can't go do hunting for their own sustenance without jumping through a lot of hoops, and like they protect all the predators, and like it affects like natural environments, and like how they introduce like invasive species and then claim that they're reintroducing species as like a cover for like manipulating as a way to like pretend that they're not manipulating ecosystems or something. So it's actually a really weird it's actually a really interesting set of ideas this guy is putting forward. Although he kind of does it in like a basic way, it's kind of like interesting just from like a different perspective I wouldn't have thought of. You know?
Yeah, I put it. Oh yeah, okay.
The wolves were populating so fast they just kept reproducing over and over and over and over. So again, killing them and trying to save our wildlife, which is what I was trying to do.
By the way, this is happening with the bears now. They're having problems controlling the bears. Right? The bears are spreading, and yeah, they might have to go and hunt some bears.
Yeah, and, well, that's the thing. If you kill most bears, especially like grizzlies or something like that, or Kodiaks or whatever, like you get in a lot of trouble. They'll try to like put you in prison or take your guns away and shit. So,
right.
And trying to stop federal and state tyranny. Hi, folks. Tim Sundles here, coming from Africa.
Tim Tumbles.
And excuse our technical issues we have in Africa. We have a bunch of them here. And this is only our second or third live video, so we are still learning. But today, I want to talk about the deep state when it comes to wildlife. And the story I will tell you, I'll just warn you right up front, you're not going to believe. But it certainly happened. And I'm leaving 90% of it out and just giving you the details. Oh yeah, it was in Idaho Falls and Boise. It was some of this was on the 5 o'clock news 3, 4, 5 nights in a row. I know Rush Limbaugh picked up some of this in his newsletter. It was in the what do they call the press that goes around the world? Anyway, it was covered. That was not my plan. It just got covered. So let's talk about the government weaponizing wildlife to take away your rights. And it's actually not a new thing. I think it was in the 1970s that the Endangered Species Act was passed by Congress. And instantly, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service started using it against people. If you were a farmer or a rancher and somebody found a 3-tailed, 5-eyed, screw-nosed titmouse in your field, all of a sudden you lost your property rights. You couldn't plow those fields. You couldn't run cattle in them. I mean, and you know, they did this over and over and over to Americans and hurt the U.S. citizenry. One of the things that they do that's a hoax, and I'm telling you, it's a hoax. It's a money grab and a freedom grab and an anti-gun move. One of the things they do is reintroductions of various species. Let's start. Keep in mind, I lived my whole life in the Rocky Mountains, in Montana, Idaho, some in New Mexico, some in Colorado. And when they reintroduced wolves, that was probably 1994 in Idaho, it was just down the road from my house. And the Sierra Club and other groups that partnered with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife were seen by friends of mine that were there at the first wolf relief, taking a toast to the end of the blood sport of hunting in the Rocky Mountains. That's a quote.
Lane Link is about investing in your future, offering skills training to start new careers, clean slate expungement to clear your record, and career navigators.
There's that weird ass commercial where like sponge your record. But yeah.
So the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service had very much colluded with the tree hugger groups in the wolf reintroduction. And it was, in fact, a move against sportsmen, against hunting, against self-independence, against gun ownership. I mean, if you can eliminate hunting, there are some people that just won't own a gun, and the government didn't have to make any attack at all on the Second Amendment. All they had to do was eliminate hunting. So I'm going to name a couple of the culprits. The man in charge, and I'm doing this by memory, the man in charge of the wolf reintroduction plan for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service was Ed Bangs. Ed Bangs got the Idaho Fish and Game commissioner at the time, director Conley, to sign the permit to allow wolves to be dumped in Idaho. Well, there's a couple of problems with this. Director Conley went on to get federal appointments and other state appointments as head of departments after he left Idaho. But he skedaddled out of Idaho when his term was up after he allowed wolves in. Well, every time he would go on to get another appointment, be it federal or state, he would get the big pensions and the big bonus packages. And I don't know how much Director Conley retired with of your tax money, but he probably gets many hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in his pensions. And this is the way states buy out, the feds buy out state officials to get them to do their bidding. They promise them lots of money. It's your money, not theirs, but that's what they do. So they introduced these wolves very near my house, and I could tell you dozens and dozens of stories. One of the big lies that Ed Bangs told, and it's just one of many, is that wolves only kill the sick and the weak. Of course, what's the weakest in an elk herd? The babies. What's the next weakest? Oh, the pregnant mothers. So yeah, in that context, that's what the wolves kill, is the babies and the pregnant mothers. You know, when the snow gets deep and crusts over, the wolves can run on top of it with their big padded feet. The elk's sharp, heavy hooves, because they're heavy bodied, crash through the snow, and they tire very quickly, lunging in belly deep snow to get away from wolves. It just doesn't work for the elk. It works great for the wolves. And I have personally seen hundreds in the first several years of the wolf reintroduction, hundreds of elk pulled down in the snow, killed and not eaten. And I mean, just really sad. I've seen elk stumbling around the woods with big chunks of their hind quarters missing, yet they're still alive and they will starve and freeze. And all these people these tree hugger groups like the Sierra Club that do this kind of thing, they don't care about the wildlife. They say they do, but if wolves do what I'm telling you they do, and they do a lot more than that, how can they be advocating for animals? I'd like to know. So anyway, I would say that Idaho's elk population in the first 15 years of the wolf reintroduction was reduced by, at least in the areas in the mountains that I frequented, was reduced by about 75%. The historic Yellowstone Pack in Gardner, Montana has been reduced by probably 90%, still is. You know, wolves are protected in the park, which is a farce. They shouldn't be in the park. One of the big corrupt things that U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service did was they brought these Canadian gray wolves in to the Rocky Mountains, flat out knowing that the original and still very small populations of existing Rocky Mountain wolves, who were the original wolf inhabitants of the Rockies below the Canadian border, they brought in Canadian grays and dumped them on us, not Rocky Mountain wolves. That's illegal. That's not a species reintroduction. They wiped out the rest of.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting that they reintroduce a different species. And this is after you know, it's hunting of the wolves, right? And the overpopulation of deers that caused the dwindling of the wolf population in the first place. So they had to be reintroduced, and then they don't even reintroduce the right ones to that land. You know, the ones that were originally there, right? The correct species of wolves, right? So, I mean, they're really doing a number on that, right? Because the reason why the wolves have to be reintroduced is because there's because the deer start overbreeding because there's not enough wolves, and that's because there's not enough forest area. I believe for the wolves and deers to migrate, right? And I think because the deer eat up all of the brush, and the overpopulation of deer causes you know, really does a number on the forest as well, right? So all of these are problems, right? But yeah, interesting stuff.
Of the Rocky Mountain wolves by dumping a larger wolf in our forests that killed the remaining Rocky Mountain wolves. I mean, there is so much corruption going on here. The wolves, and Ed Bangs knew this, the wolves carried
Oh yeah, by the
fatal
way,
parasites that
we
are
should
fatal
watch
to
this
humans.
real quick, the Browns boy clip on Jack Talcott, because he's been telling us to watch this for a minute. think you said it was 40 minutes in or something like that. Oh, I thought you said you came onto the show, Browns boy. But I think it's maybe just in the chat. But yeah, let's go 40 minutes into this and see what happens.
In fact, I encourage you, whoever you are, I encourage you to look into some of these ideas of shadow integration from Carl Jung. Look into the benefits and the methods of the natural language processing, or what's the other? They use it for something else. Neuro-linguistic programming is another NLP term. It's all just observations of the mind. Patterns of the mind should be understood by more people. I benefited from the NLP courses I took online. They were cheap investments and my time was well spent. I learned a lot. I did swear oaths for the military and at the United States Postal Service. And I swore an oath for my union, the American Postal Workers Union. And I swore an oath with the Spokane Regional Labor Council. And I don't know, I'm probably swore a few more oaths, but these are the ones that it's part of my record. I served the military and the United States Postal Service. I was there in Las Vegas at that tragic event. Several of my friends were at the actual shooting. I was not, but I was near there. I do know people, and I'm actually friendly with people who were at J6. And there's rumors that I'm collected to Hollywood and news agencies, but, let's not exaggerate things. So beyond all that, you've clearly been paying attention to me, Browns boy. So what's the deal, dude? What is the deal? Love is not self-betrayal. Love is true. Love is honest. Love is wholesome. Love is. And it can be pushed away very easily. It can be denied. It can be overlooked. Because different people share love in different ways. That's something I've been learning too. Some people share their love in different ways. Our friend Paul is an example. He's very passionate and his love is powerful. It's like fierce.
Okay,
like an animal.
well,
Right?
yeah, we do have some. He pretty much admitted everything that was there, other than the Hollywood thing, right? So, but yeah, I'd like to know more about this Las Vegas event, right? How many people connected to? I mean, the Panelverse are connected to that for sure. It's an interesting saga.
Killed the remaining Rocky Mountain wolves. I mean, there is so much corruption going on here. The wolves, and Ed Bangs knew this, the wolves carried fatal parasites that are fatal to humans, and there have been some human deaths from these parasites. Once they infect a human's brain, and they're infecting the wildlife all over Idaho. I mean, there are all kinds of parasite deaths of Idaho wildlife. And if you eat it, not cooked sufficiently, or if you handle the wolf's feces, or if you step on it and then take your shoes off later with your hands, what else are you going to use? You can get these parasites. And several people have, and some have died from it. And Idaho Fish and Game is so shameless. They had their own biologists handling a lot of these dying animals, knowing that these parasites could be transferred to humans and knowing that they could kill humans. When Idaho got called on the carpet about that some 15 or 20 years ago. It had to be a huge embarrassment for them. Anyway, here's a story that happened to me. I took my then wife, and I'm talking about probably 2001 or maybe the year 2000, on a pack trip into the Rocky Mountains, into the Frank Church River of No Return, which is the largest wilderness area in the lower 48, and it's contiguous with the Selway Bitterroot Wilderness Area, which is the second largest wilderness area in the lower 48. So you're talking about massive amounts of wild Rocky Mountain habitat. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service tried to get funding for this from Congress. Congress turned them down. And I at one time had an original copy of the environmental impact statement that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service put together to give to Congress. And it was a pack of lies. And they said, for example, we had 600,000 elk and deer in that area of Idaho. We didn't. We had about 200,000. These are known facts. They may not be known facts to you, and they may not be known facts that U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service wants known, but these are the kind of tactics they stoop to. Congress turned them down on the funding. So what did they do to get money? They stole it from the Pittman-Robertson tax fund, which is a tax you pay, a hidden tax you pay on every firearm purchase, every ammunition purchase, archery purchase, fishing gear. That tax is in a lot of the just about all the outdoor sporting goods that you buy. It's a hidden tax. They call it an excise tax. And they have the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service presiding over the use of this tax. I mean, that's not like the fox guarding the hen house. It's like the freaking pack of foxes in the hen house. So anyway, it's one thing that Donald Trump says that he wants to end is the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's ability to control the Pittman-Robertson tax fund. I don't remember which. Anyway, I took my wife on a pack trip, and this would have been, like I said, 2000, way back into the Frank Church wilderness. We brought horses and mules. We set up a camp, and my plan was to do some hiking up into the high mountain lakes, some of those lakes which to this day remain unnamed. There's no trails going to them. And I had fished them myself, hiking around. I've been hiking around the woods, the Rocky Mountains, my whole life. And so I wanted to get her up there and get a little bit of hiking done and fishing. And as we were leaving camp, I just got a really bad feeling. I had my horses tied on a high line for the day, which means they can't get away. And I just got a really bad feeling. And I was wearing in a shoulder holster one of my 500 line balls. And I told her, we got about 100 meters down the trail. And I told her, I said, I need to go back and get my rifle. I got a bad feeling. So I went back to my tent, picked up my rifle, which was a Marlin model 1895. It's a lever action, chambered in 45-70. We started down the trail we were camped on, and we were going to just go a quarter mile, leave the trail, and head straight up the mountain with no trail to some lakes I knew about. We get about 100 meters out of camp, and here comes a large wolf sneaking up on my horses. He didn't see me. He was focused on my horses. Well, little did I know he was radio collared. I think his collar number was B59, if I recall correctly. And I also didn't know that he had a pack with him. Now, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, who counts wolves, and there's no way to do that in the forest in straight up and down mountains, said, and I found this out after the fact, that is the twin packs Twin Peaks pack, and it had 7 wolves in it.
Hello, it's Liz Capaldi here. Check out my song Survive on YouTube.
Yeah, so the situation he's describing is pretty intense. He's saying essentially there's collared off wolves attacking his horses at a campsite in the Rocky Mountains. And I guess if he kills the wolf that's clearly threatening his horses, he could be fined or jailed, I guess. I mean, so it's
Yeah,
extremely serious.
I think he gets into that soon too, because he basically talks about how like he said that he didn't know anything about wolves. He was told that they don't attack people, but basically, apparently they do start attacking, and then he has to like basically put them down, basically.
Oh shit! Spoiler alert.
And then he gets into a lot of shit where like federal government coming after him, basically. Yeah.
Oh shit! 116.50. Okay, yeah, I got you, Browns boy. So we're 15 minutes into this here. Let me go to this real quick.
I truly see your story as one of spirituality and caring for the next generation.
Thank you. And that's exactly what I want to share. Because regardless of the past oaths, past commitments, you know, it truly is. It's a manipulation the government and these employers use. Get a man or a woman to take an oath. Well, then they'll self-regulate, right? For the most part. This is why we live in the world that we live. I was stationed with counterintelligence aid. El Perro, come on. You know what? No. You just don't get it, dude.
Wow.
He wants to sit here and disagree with ideas in front of him about actually ending wars to save human lives. He wants to offer a disagreement and then show his feet on the screen. That's not what.
Yeah, he did say that. I heard him say that. He said I was stationed with counterintelligence, and then he just cut off right there and started talking about El Perro's feet.
What am I missing? Please help me.
I don't. It's hard to figure out because I mean you were willing to engage with that pushback, right? Before the flip. Yeah, that would have been interesting. We could have got somewhere probably. Yeah. So you're not taking disrespect anymore. I mean, I don't think you ever did. To correct myself, like, yeah, it's just that, like, there's no need.
I tolerated a lot. I tolerated a lot, and unfortunately, the standards around me dropped, and that's truly why land
who counts wolves, and there's no way to do that in the forest in straight up and down mountains. Said, and I found this out after the fact, that is the Twin Peaks pack, and it had 7 wolves in it. Well, that's interesting because I ended up killing 15 of them, and I saw at least 7 or 8 more after that. And statute of limitations is run out, and I don't really care. I've killed more wolves than anybody I know. So, and by the way, it didn't hurt their numbers at all. The wolves were populating so fast, they just kept reproducing over and over and over and over. So killing them and trying to save our wildlife, which is what I was trying to do, and trying to stop federal and state tyranny using wildlife as a weapon to destroy property rights and other human rights. I mean, that wildlife belongs to Idaho citizens, doesn't belong to the feds, doesn't belong to the state. It belongs to us. So I see this wolf sneaking up on our horses. So I thought, fine, I'm just going to shoot this stupid thing. It's going to kill our horses while we're gone. So I couldn't really take a shot because the timber was thick. We were in lodgepole, and it turned and saw me and headed straight at me. And little did I know, it had been captured more than twice by U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, recollared. It had been into wildlife about 100 miles from, or not, into domestic cattle about 100 miles from there, and had killed cattle. So it wasn't fond of people. It saw me and turned and just came straight at me. Well, my wife and I had drilled on, if I ever get attacked by wildlife, get out of my way. Don't be close to me. Certainly don't touch me. Just run away from me, because if you throw me off balance with my firearm, I may miss, and there may only be time for one shot, if that. So when this wolf charged, she saw me raise my rifle, and I was swinging the rifle like you do if you know how to hit running targets. And I was swinging in her direction because she was a little bit between me and the wolf. So she dove to the ground, and that might be the smartest thing that woman ever did. She didn't do very many smart things. She dove to the ground, and as the wolf then turned and went after her because she was moving, I killed it at 4 feet, I don't know, 5 feet. On the ground, the rest of the pack started howling, and I hadn't even seen the rest of the pack, and they were howling all around us. So what these wolves had done is they had followed our horse tracks in from the trailhead 16 miles. I don't know where the wolves picked up our scent, but they had followed our tracks in, and they were just looking for wolf supper or horse supper. I mean, that's, it would have been actually breakfast this time in the morning. It was real early. And so I put another shell in my rifle, and I got very angry. And my wife said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm going to kill them all." And I said, if they would have killed our horses while we were gone, because there was a whole pack of them. What's that? Well, yeah, well, wolves can't kill me. I'm always armed and I can shoot. So screw the wolves. They can't kill me. Anyway, I looked at her, and she was pale white. She's just white as a ghost. And this woman was scared of everything. I mean, everything scared her. And she was shivering and shaking. And she said, "Don't leave me." So I said, "Just go back in the tent. You'll be fine." And she's like, "Please don't leave me." Well, okay. So the wolves were spared that day. They stayed around our camp and howled for an hour. And I decided to go public with this because I felt it was my public duty, actually, because the next person coming down that trail could have been a lady with 2 little kids backpacking or something. And, I just felt responsible to say wolves do attack people. I mean, because another one of Ed Bang's lies is wolves aren't a threat to people. Of course, historically, there's lots of accounts of wolves killing people. So I didn't know that at the time. I was not a wolf expert at the time. Hi, folks. This is the continuation of the video that we were making about federal and state corruption and using wildlife as a weapon against human rights. Please don't blame YouTube for the outage. We're in Africa, and connections just aren't that great here. And I switched over to my wife's computer in case my computer was part of the problem. Where we left off is that I felt a need to go public because I didn't want innocent people being hurt by wolves. And I was sick and tired of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service lying about what wolves do and what wolves don't do, on and on and on. So at a meeting held by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for the public, where they spread more lies so the public will accept their wolves, I just got up, took the podium, and told the story of what had happened. And of course, the place erupted. And I had told the sheriff ahead of time I was going to talk about killing these wolves, or this wolf. And so I told the sheriff, you better have some deputies there, because if U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service thinks they're going to arrest me for saving my own life or the life of my wife, they got another thing coming. I mean, I won't tolerate it. I won't have a hand laid on me. And sheriff didn't want me to do it. He said, Tim, are you
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, what do you get? Special police protection, dude? Like, against fish and game and wildlife, dude? Like, of course the cop's gonna say that to you. Like, who do you think you are? Like, yeah, like, no shit. He's gonna say, yeah, you shouldn't say that because they might arrest you for it. Yeah, as if Fish and Wildlife wanted to arrest you, like, a cop could, like, stop them. I'm pretty sure they're higher than police officers or something like that. But yeah.
sure you got to do this? And I said, I do. It's my civic duty. I do have to do this. I want the truth to be known. So I went live with it, and one of our U.S. senators was at this meeting. I don't remember which one it was. They don't accomplish anything. They just look for opportunities to take pictures and say a few words that make them look good, and they don't do much. And anyway, they both asked me if I would take the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service investigators. Those are cops, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service cops. And by the way, if I haven't made this very clear, my wife and I are not anti-law enforcement. We're pro-law enforcement. We're also pro-government. We just don't like corruption. We're anti-corruption. And that means with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, we're pretty much anti-government. That means with our last, with this Biden, whatever administration it was, we definitely are anti-government, but not because we don't believe in good government or want good government, but because everything's completely corrupt now in the federal systems. And thank God for Donald Trump. He's going to clean that up. In fact, you know, he's going to withhold the Pittman-Robertson funds from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service because they've been administrating it for decades. Anyway, I decided to take these U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service investigators into the wilderness. And you got to understand that the way I went in with horses was the way I could get a horse trailer to a trailhead. There was a shorter way in, but no way to pull a horse trailer. So I told these investigators I'd take them in the short way, and we'd go on foot. And I said it's going to be about a 6-mile walk in to where the wolf carcass is. And they agreed. In the meantime, the sheriff of Custer County, this happened in Custer County. I lived in Limhi County. The sheriff of Custer County called me and he said, Tim, do not go in there with these guys alone. Don't do it. He said, I know these guys. I deal with them on a weekly basis. He said, they're the worst kind of liars. And if you go in there with them alone, which I wasn't afraid to do, I was going armed, and you know, they didn't expect any less of me, I'm sure. He said, Tim, they'll set you up. You'll probably get killed. He said that they will set you up one way or another. You'll get prosecuted. Something will happen. I'm going with you. It's my county. I said, okay, Sheriff. I don't even remember his name. He was a young guy, a really good guy. Anyway, so we drive into this trailhead. We make the 6 mile hike in, and as soon
Yeah, this guy might be like some kind of Freemason or something. Like he just got this cop to like go with him to protect him in this meeting. I don't know, man.
as I gave the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service their dead wolf, they started making accusations. They started threatening me. They, I mean, they really got in my face. So it turns out the sheriff was actually correct in his assessment of these people. And the sheriff stepped between me and them, put his hand on his Beretta 92F, and he let out a stream of cuss words that would make a sailor blush. And he told them, he said, you people.
Oh, what the fuck is this? It was like some type of rodeo fucking gun fight. Like they got their hand on their pistols, having a meeting about a wolf. I don't know, man. This is kind of wild, but
apologize to Mr. Sundles. There's going to be trouble right here, right now.
Mr. Sundles.
And of course, they put their hands on their gun. Well, on their guns, and the sheriff was in my line of fire. He was between me and them. So I stepped off to the side and put my hand on my. I was wearing a shoulder holster with a Glock Model 21. Put my hand on the pistol and stepped aside. And of course, I just go into ultra focus when something like this is happening. And when they saw me with my hand on my gun and the sheriff with his hand on his gun, they figured they were outclassed. The truth is they have no idea how outclassed they were. They raised their hands in the air and they're like, we're sorry, Mr. Sundles. We're sorry. We didn't mean it. We apologize. And the sheriff goes, you're damn right.
I don't know. I think this might be a made up story, man. It's crazy. Put his arms up. Dude, what? You and a sheriff held up a bunch of fish and wildlife people? And you're telling this story on YouTube? But yeah, this is pretty wild stuff, man.
Right, you apologize. And then he turned over and looked at me and he goes, Tim, let's get the hell out of here. He said, we don't need to be here. They can carry this wolf carcass out for themselves. And the only reason I was going to help them because the senators had asked me to, and I was actually going to help them get that wolf 6 miles out. It'd been dead for probably 12 days. Stunk like hell. It was pretty rotten. It was
He's got the dead wolf with him. What kind of guy carries a dead wolf around with? I guess it's evidence, but yeah, it's wild stuff, dude.
It was hot weather. And I just turned around and walked out with the sheriff. We walked the 6 miles back out, and you know, I didn't care how they got their wolf out of there after what the stunt they had pulled on me. Well, I ran into these 2 U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service investigators at the state legislature many months later because Idaho, some of the Idaho Congress people and Idaho Senate had invited me to come testify and tell my story. And so, of course, you know, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, they got to make an appearance everywhere and convince people.
They're both there together? Like, what are they, like Rocky and Bullwinkle?
How great they are. I ran into these 2 investigators there and I said, hey, how did you 2 dorks get that wolf carcass out of there 6 miles? And it wasn't a travois they made. Oh, what do you call it when you get a heavy stick, you put it on your shoulder, you tie the wolf in the middle, and the guy in the back has it on his shoulder too. They made one of those and they carried the wolf out. And as he was telling me this, I was laughing. You know, there's no need in appearing to be violent or anything. I was laughing at him. And I said, so which one of you poor morons was the guy in the back? Because that thing had to stink like hell. I mean, it had to be really bad. And so they said, well, we traded places. Sometimes each of us was in the back. Anyway, I learned a lot about how to handle radio telemetry callers, and I didn't cover that with you, Don't throw them in a fire because they're high intensity battery packs. They'll explode. Don't shoot them. They'll explode. If you're going to shoot them, don't do it in the woods. You have a really good chance of starting a forest fire because they explode. They explode intensely. How to end this is that I was never prosecuted for this. What they kept saying was a crime. It wasn't a crime. I was defending my life. And even the Bias Endangered Species Act, which is used against citizens all the time, that allows for defending your life against invasive species that have been so-called reintroduced. They're not reintroduced, they're invasive. Later, I mean, and I've been at war several times with the Forest Service, had armed confrontations with the Forest Service, and I will be telling those stories in the future. And I've had a couple more run-ins with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. I don't understand why we as Americans allow ourselves to be taken advantage of like this, with our own tax dollars, with our own so-called public servants. It's unconstitutional, it's illegal. Every federal and state employee should be prosecuted if they lie, which means we'd pretty much be prosecuting 95% of them. We are owed via our tax dollars for these people that are it's supposed to be a government of the people, for the people. And we are owed honesty. We are owed true public service. We are not supposed to be lied to, have our taxes stolen, misappropriated, let them lie to Congress to get funding that they want. You know, that kind of stuff isn't supposed to be happening. It's criminal. But yet, if you and I, and they've weaponized everything. I mean, you know, I'm probably going to get an IRS audit now, or whatever. You know, they've weaponized the government. That's not a government of the people, for the people. That's called total control. One way or another will get it done. Same thing they did to Donald Trump. You know, they used the district attorney's office against him in several states, false charges. They used the IRS against him. I mean, that poor man spent probably well over $100 million defending himself against false charges because the deep state doesn't like him. They can't buy him like they can everybody else, like they did Ed Bangs and like they did Idaho Fish and Game Director Conley. Those people are for sale, and most people are. That's why government really needs to be limited by a constitution, because most people can be bought out, actually for very little. And public servants need to have more integrity than anybody else, and it turns out they probably have less. Sad, it's just sad commentary on how far America has fallen. Anyway, I leave you with these comments. I have 5 or 6 other true stories that involve near violence or threats of violence or appearances of violence to stop either Forest Service from doing something illegal to me or U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. And I'm sorry, I'm too old to lay down. I'm just too old. You know, they want to come kill me, come kill me. I'm not playing their games. I'm not letting them drain my bank accounts. I'm not letting them hurt me. I'll die first. The cause of freedom and the preservation of the U.S. Constitution is really worth any sacrifice we can make. So enjoy these videos. They're true. May God bless you.
Telling tall tales.
Proud to be an American.
Yeah, he has a video. He has a video of him like shooting like a giant wildebeest like up close, like watching all the blood come out of its head and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these guys sort of fetishize the whole entire thing, especially where they're like, "I got a P92 scope action 57 with a pump action hair trigger assemblage," and like, all right, bro. All right, bro. Yeah, I think somebody made a video of a gun that Uncle Teddy made. He handmade a gun.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a famous YouTuber, GunTuber, ex-military guy.
Yeah, that's something I might want to watch on the show. That'd be a fun thing to watch on the show. Maybe on the Kaczynski segment of my show. Some practical information about.
Well, he says that he'd get in trouble for showing you, so he has to put it on Patreon.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, like how to make it. He doesn't tell you how to do it.
Oh, but the video is on YouTube. The physical video is on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Well, like he has the one of him using it. He doesn't have the one of him building it. He like.
Oh yeah. But still, of course, we don't want to show people how to assemble Kaczynski's weapons. It's not the point of my show. For sure. Yeah. Stick to the philosophy. Yeah, I can't believe this guy said what he said on stage here. Right? He literally just said he had a armed standoff with Forest Services. And it's pretty wild stuff, dude. I don't know if anybody can verify that. Maybe if the sheriff was there, talk to him about it. But yeah, totally weird. But
Yeah, I guess we could do the Fuentes Sam Hyde if you want. If not, it's okay. I'll figure something out. I'm sure you're probably ready to sleep soon too.
Yeah, I'm pretty much ready to pass out here. Most likely.
Cool. Well, blessings, brother. And
yeah, I think I slept like 2 hours, so I'm very, very sleepy at this point. I slept from like 2 to 5, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So, yeah, not that much sleep. But
yeah, I don't know. All right, cool. Well, have a nice passing out, I guess, and we'll pick it up later.
Yeah, for sure, homie. Yeah.
Blessings.
Blessings.